know. Niggas know how I'm bumming, nigga. Yeah. Fuck what a nigga say, I feel like Dre. Man, the game is sick. Suckers wanna play and load my K into that bitch click. Big stick, hanging out the bottom of my 4-5. No lie, if I whip it out somebody, then you go live. Flexing with a tube but never blam, I'ma blow mine. Won't show mine until it's go time. Nah, you can't hold mine. Yeah, I got the whole mine, I'm on the goal line. And I'm going for 6, watch me up the scope. Caught him at the stove, he was with his hoe. Had to let him know, that's your ass, you don't get it past. You reap what you sow. Why you speaking low? Speak up, boy, you been a hoe. Boy, you been a bitch, get off dick, tryna steal my drip. Look up in the air, you see me, I'm fly as bird shit. Never on no nerd shit, why you on that lame shit? You don't want no smoke, you get smoke with who you hang with. You know what I'm saying? Lame ass niggas talking about they on some gang shit. Nigga, you's a bitch, nigga. Matter of fact, nigga, you's a hoe. Nah, you ain't no hoe, cause hoes get dope. Man, that pussy ass a cat.
We fucking live, my niggas.
On walk, tell him free to act. Feeling free of rat, you know he told how you sleep.
Top of the morning, man. Hard to
Top
start,
of the morning.
guys. I got my dogs in the building, man. Y'all know this. Y'all know what time it is. It's the usual suspects around this time of the morning. Happy Saturday morning. Glad y'all got through a good work week. My name Hard to Start JD, aka the Guchinni. I got my dog Baby Slim in the building. What's going on, man?
Yes, top of the morning, man. It's a lot under the weather this week, man, but I'll be all right.
They trying to keep us in the house, bro. The summer coming. They know they don't want us real ones outside, bro. Just know that a lot of vitamin C, a hot toddy, some good vegetables or something, you know what I mean? Vitamin D and all that shit, man. That shit gonna shake out of you, bro. And it's back to bending corners in the big foreigns and whatnot, man. 100%. Come on now.
Let's go.
Bogey, top of the morning to you, big bro.
Top of the morning to y'all, my good brothers. Man, you know what I'm saying? Just, hey, you know what I mean? It's just, we waking up in the morning, it's already a blessing that we got to wake up, you know what I'm saying? So I couldn't complain for real.
Them is facts, bro. You know, if you rocking here with us right now, you didn't have a blessed week. We're gonna help you start your weekend off right. You know what I mean? We're gonna get into some of these reaction videos, and we're gonna get into the latest edition of the hip hop Civil War. That's been transpiring. We had 3 tracks that dropped last night. Got culture turned up right now. You know what I mean? Y'all make sure before we get into the first topic, make sure you follow the GMM network right there. That's his IG right there. Go tap in with my big bruh. Go Baby Slim IG right there, man. Y'all make sure you go tap in with my big bruh, man. 100%, man. Oh my mama. Okay, let's kick it off real fast. Like we're gonna react to the shit in LA with the
robberies.
With the robberies on my mouth.
This is wild, man.
This shit is wild. This is 2 times in 3 weeks where we done talked about armored heists in LA, bro.
I mean, remember LA was that was the setting for the bit, what was it, in the 90s?
Oh yeah, where they had the armor on.
Yeah, it was the 2 dudes, and they took the whole police department on one. You know what I mean?
My mama, the police had to go break into the gun store to fire back at you.
Yeah, I think that's why they started letting them carry the street sweepers and shit like that, right? Because here they are with their berettas and shit, and these motherfuckers got fucking fully auto things with body armor and
tearing shit up, bro. Oh my mama. So everything. Here we go. Let's kick it off, y'all.
String of brazen armored car robberies on the streets of LA that seemingly couldn't be stopped, and now more than 2 years after the first, most members of the crew are either behind bars or dead. Eyewitness News reporter Leanne Suter joining us now with a look at how law enforcement finally caught up with them.
Mark, detectives dubbed them the Chesapeake Bandits, named for the street where they allegedly gathered to plan their heist, making off with 6-figure hauls. The complex case playing out like a made-for-TV movie.
Hey, he's climbing down. He's climbing down. Hey, get back inside. Get back inside. He's got a gun.
A daring leap from his 3rd-floor balcony with an assault rifle.
Don't reach for it. Don't reach for it. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Stop reaching for it.
turns deadly as Zeph Rocco grabs for his gun. The recently released body cam and surveillance video showing the dramatic end for a suspect believed to be part of a brazen crew of thieves dubbed the Chesapeake Bandits, who targeted armored cars.
This group has targeted ATMs and other businesses, including check cashing locations, and the suspects operating by overtaking the armored car driver while they service drive-through ATMs or exit businesses.
The FBI and LAPD piecing together a puzzle that included suspects dressed in painter jumpsuits, often wearing body armor, and armed with assault rifles and zip ties. A Hollywood whodunit of robberies totaling more than $500,000. The crimes committed in broad daylight, from this Brinks truck targeted in front of a Reseda Taco Bell to ATMs and check cashiers in South LA, Hawthorne, and Inglewood.
The victim drivers have been zip-tied and detained as they are held at gunpoint while being robbed.
34-year-old James Russell Davis and his half-brother, Denavius Hobson, believed to be the original masterminds, carefully picking their targets.
In some of the instances, defendants Hobson and his half-brother Davis were observed casing the victims weeks in advance of the robberies.
After authorities nabbed the brothers, they zeroed in on other members of the crew. One found murdered in a field, Rocco holed up in his apartment.
Zeph Rocco, this is the LAPD. We have a search warrant for your location.
His attempt to escape costing him his life. Officers finding his assault rifle, multiple high-capacity magazines, and body armor. Evidence in a complex case ripped right out of the movies. All two of the suspects are dead.
All right, give me your thoughts on that shit right there, bro.
I think that once them, there's not really no hustles no more like that.
Talk about it.
Because
the cameras and technology makes it difficult.
It makes it difficult, and now you cats that's used to getting their money a certain type of way, they going for broke now. You know what I'm saying? And you see, like, even with scamming, like that money is sporadic. It's not a daily hustle. You know what I mean? Like we used to go on in the 90s where you can make money every single day.
Yep.
A lot of the hustles are getting snatched, getting phased out. And because of that, dudes is going for broke. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to straighten up and do the 9-to-5 thing. So they going for broke. Because you see more and more of that lately,
Yeah. And when they use the word, you could have a heist. They could be like, oh, there was a heist pulled off. When they say a brazen anything, you know what I mean? Because brazen means like super outlandish, like, oh, I can't believe they did that shit. They're wilding. You know what I mean? This robbing armored trucks and then repeatedly doing it, honestly, to me, I'd say is greedy. You know what I mean? Because also, like he said, there's not that money comes sporadic. You hit an armored truck, and how many cats do you got? 7, 8 on the team. You might. How much money do they really got on that armored truck? You got you know what I mean? Maybe you split 180, maybe $250,000. That money goes up quick. You know what I mean? Already you plan. Matter of fact, I bet you some of their heists, they use some of the money to get more things, more guns, and more body armor. And, you know what I mean?
Because
just so they can pull off more brazen robberies. You know what I mean? Because
you got to think. All right, you hit a lick for 100, 200K. What are you actually gonna do with that money?
For real.
If you're not gonna try to make some type of investment to keep you paid, or put your money behind something to bring you back some residuals, then you're gonna be out there doing that again.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not gonna go. Most of them don't go back to getting square up after that. You know what I'm saying? So what's the next move after you get a bag of money?
And how
until they run out.
They said they caught the bros, right? And then they started catching everybody else after. So I wouldn't doubt somebody started singing, right? But then also at the same time, they said they found one of the dudes dead in the field. You know what I mean? Maybe they murked that guy. So when they're coming here, they know it's more than just these robberies. You know what I mean? Like Buddy that jumped out the thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, my bad.
No, go ahead.
What Slim said about hitting that first time, hitting for the lick that first time and getting some dough, and not being able to further the dough, make the dough, triple over and whatnot. But sometimes the motherfuckers, when you get away, you get that feeling. You get that feeling like, man, look, I'm invincible now. No matter what they, the first job hit for, because it said they accumulated close to 500,000 in dough, right? You know what I mean? I don't know how many licks it was, but the thing too, though, about like how you said, Slim, about not being that, not no real more hustles like how it was when we was growing up, and all the older rallies was the real D boys, and you know what I mean, because it was abundant, you know what I mean. But just being not too far removed from the PPP, the EDD, and all that shit that was going on during COVID and all that shit, them niggas was really getting a lot of money real fast, and then right before that, the swipers, you know what I mean? So it was hustle, but yet, you know what I mean, as that shit started cracking down and they was getting money fast, some of them niggas, they was left out too, bro, and they had to start finding other ways to get that. They was cracking, large amounts, big wads, 100%, bro, running it up. I heard a nigga hit for 100. You know what I mean? During the motherfucking the SBA shit. You know what I mean? You showed that you business and they giving you COVID relief funds and all that shit. Motherfuckers hitting for 40s and 50s easy. You know what I mean?
But look what cats is doing with the money. They was going to Gucci and Louis, and they want a big eating and big dressing every day, big chains, big cars every day. Like, that's not sustainable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Eventually that money is going to run out. Money like chocolate. So if you don't keep it refrigerated and reciprocal in the hustle, it's gonna run out.
That's a damn.
And then what's gonna be the next move?
And I ain't gonna lie, man. I opened that box of chocolates. I'm viable to run through that entire thing in one sitting.
100%.
Yeah.
Especially with these types of sweet tooths we have.
You feel me? And I feel like it's also like a syndrome, like never had it before syndrome. Most people that never had it, when they get it, they have they never had it. So once they get it, these are the things they always wanted to do when they get this bread. So like now they just start going down the list. You know what I mean? Then you run out of money. You're like, all right, let's do it again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but those dudes look like they grown. So it's like, are you thinking long range? Should be thinking long range at a certain point.
That is a good point, man. Got to be thinking bigger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like what's going to be the next step? Like what we do after we get the money? You know what I'm saying? Like we
paranoid.
Just, like so.
Oh, you said your camera sideways. Derek said your camera sideways.
Mine?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's weird because I'm right side up on this side. I'm gonna jump back in.
There you go.
All right, now you good.
Oh, okay, yeah. Straight like this? No.
Yeah.
There you go.
Here we go.
Big bomb.
Yeah, but like it's like what's the next step? You know what I'm saying? Like if you look at Belly, for instance, when they hit that lick, after they hit that lick in the beginning of Belly, they went to hustling, and they put that money into hustling out of town. You know what I'm saying?
I got it in Ohio.
So at the end of the day, like if you don't have like a plan for that money, you're gonna burn out. That money gonna leave you, man.
Yeah, no, them is facts, bro. And then say like, if they hadn't got caught yet and they up 500, Bogey said it was like a crew of 8. So that's less than 100K for each person. And like you said,
probably why they found somebody dead in that field.
That's what I'm saying. They're probably like, listen, we should split this last one between 7.
Hey, that shit is crazy, bro. Oh, everything. Yeah, man.
That's why, you know what I'm saying? They say you got to do it up on your lonesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, man, I mean, the hearts of men, bro, we got to have it all. You know what I mean?
And also, too, though, it's just...
Yeah, you ain't lying.
Yeah, so... It's just
I've seen everybody around me, above water, and I'm just treading water, man. I got to go find a way to go get it. I'm tired of my people's, or I'm tired of myself. It ain't no telling what, where they at in their life, you know what I mean? But, a motherfucker be sick and tired. You're sick and tired. And, man, fuck that. I ain't doing nothing. But see, like Bogey said, too, though, another thing in the article, they said they was brazen. So once you start hurting motherfuckers for the dough too, though, that's another thing. Okay, this is other people's money, and you not going up in nobody's house, or you not putting your gun on a civilian, which them niggas is civilians. That's just transferring that money. You know what I mean? But still, though, once you get to hurting motherfuckers for that dough, then it's it's a whole nother level on my mind.
I think that if this is the shit, right? If you've been in the streets from a young cat to and you closing in on 40, 45, and you don't got nothing real set up from all them years you've been in the streets, desperation sets in. If you don't think and say, you know what, let me go square up and start, because if you say, okay, I've been in the streets 15 years and you can't look at a nice 50 or 100,000 that you got put up, you know what I mean? And you still sitting on 10 G's, 15 G's. It's like, yo, either you square up or you say, you know what, I'm gonna go for broke. Desperation starts setting in.
Facts.
And it's like, you know what, I'm willing to do whatever for this cheddar now. But now I can't play no games now, because if I get caught at this point in my life, 20, 30 years is like a life sentence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so you're going for broke, for real.
You're going for broke.
Yeah.
So now you like, I can't afford it. You know what I mean? And I think that's part of the, when it comes to the decision making too, man.
It's funny because I'm right side up, right? But I'm over here trying to read a thing that's sideways for me. It's kind of a trip. I like it. But yeah, man, bro ain't playing because, man, I'll take you back to, I dropped out of high school my senior year because I turned 18 in November. You know what I'm saying? So I was out of that thing once I was an adult, right? I was like, I'm not going to graduate on time. So I dropped out, went to adult ed. But I remember one of the classes I had an economics teacher. His name is, rest in peace, his name is Mr. Johnson. And Mr. Johnson actually worked at the local pub like after school. And he would always be out there. So when we got older, he would always chop it up with us still. But he would always say, remember what I told y'all? He said the average, he told us in our senior year, he said the average 28-year-old, and mind you, this is 2003. He said the average 28-year-old at the time didn't even have $10,000 saved up. So this thing this echoed in my head all the way through my 20s. Like, I'm not finna be that. You know what I mean? And 10,000 is not a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? But when you come from the streets, you start thinking like, shit. You know what I mean? How much money does the motherfucker can you really get? And if you get it, what are you doing with it? You know what I mean? Because honestly, you got to start thinking of how you're gonna clean this money. How you gonna, you know what I mean? Otherwise, that's the natural reaction is to go get all these chains and I'll buy a whip that's not in my name, and you know what I mean? We start doing extra shit versus like something that maybe you can build a business that I could pay to pass on or something, or even worse, build a business that I can further launder the money through. You know what I
mean? You see, some cats think that they gonna be able to hustle forever, right? And it don't. And when that reality sets in, that is not gonna happen like that. They haven't planned for it. You know what I'm saying? So when you're hustling, I
mean, they might not even thought they would live that long.
Yeah, but then tomorrow comes, and then what? You know what I'm saying? So when you maximize your hustle, you're supposed to transition that into something different, to move away from, you know what I mean? Because that's a crumbling structure. You know what I'm saying? So you maximize.
It's definitely a dying art form.
Yeah, it was always supposed to be a stepping stool to get you from one place to the next. It wasn't supposed to be forever. And I think cats get stuck on that, and then time starts flying by. They realize they the money ain't, they blowing the money, you know what I'm saying? And then they end up in a situation where they damn near 40, or in their 40s, and they ain't really got nothing set up. You know what I'm saying? They watching everybody else that then transitioned or then took the straight route from the beginning, and their lives are set up. They're buying houses, they're getting out the hood, they're living good, they have their family, kids, and all that, and they looking like, damn, I ain't got shit. You know what I'm saying?
One of the first easiest, or one of the easiest ways to generational wealth is homeownership.
I mean, you know what's crazy too is that even just with that said too. I mean, you personally, like, you know what I'm saying, like the house like when I'm watching that documentary with your pops, you know, he was born in the house that he was passed on to him and then passed on to you now, and you know what I mean, like. I mean that's generational wealth. Whether I think people might have the misconception that generational wealth means you're like, you know, a billionaire or something. Like this is like having a home, something something that's a necessity that you own and you pass this on to your seeds. That's wealth right there. I mean, it's same thing like wealth is knowledge and other things that we could pass on. And they pretty much want to keep us dumb in every aspect. You know what I mean?
100%, especially here in California. Just like now you when you pass the house down, you don't inherit the property tax. You know,
and I like that.
You know,
that's a good change because they never used to do that.
You know, you know, all these banks, all these big banks in America, they also own a lot of the homes here. I don't know exactly what the homes that they do own. They own homes and then they rent them out. I mean, people that live in that city, that is born and raised in that city, an opportunity to get into a home. You know what I mean? Because it's hard right now everywhere to get into houses, bro. 100%.
But you see, like, companies like Zillow and all these real estate apps, you know, they go on the MLS, they grab the cream of the crop and they put their tax on it and put it on the site. You know what I mean? So now they say they took it a step further, I think like in 2020, they just started, once they generated a certain amount of money, they just started buying mad properties and owning them. You know what I'm saying? So they'll
now they got in-house inventory.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's driving the price up. It ain't just, the economy. Nah, it's them. It's just like with taxi cabs. You know what I'm saying? You had the gypsy cabs and shit like that. Then you got an app called Uber that puts all the gypsy cabs out of business.
And for a while, too, I know New York and even Las Vegas, they fought it off for as long as they could. But you know, the fight wasn't gonna last because you know what I mean. Now they were all of a sudden overnight overran with competition. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, that's just like Blockbuster and Netflix. I mean, we've been seeing it. I mean, you know what I mean?
You know what's crazy too is like just even the concept of hopping in a car with a stranger, right? Like we were already accustomed to hopping in with taxi drivers, you know what I mean? But then now we're just hopping in with a regular for all, you know what I mean? Like I had the homies that, you know what I mean, allegedly they would Uber and move work all day. It was just a perfect cover.
100%.
Driving around, making drops, picking up people, and you feel me?
And if they Uber driver, it's not you that's gonna get asked for license and registration.
No,
it's gonna be that motherfucker, man.
They got the Uber sticker. As long as you're driving straight, they ain't tripping. You got the most. It almost looks less suspect that you got these suspect looking cats in the back, but no one's in the front seat with you. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's just Uber. You know what I mean?
Oh, facts. Keep it pushing. Oh, my mama.
You feel me?
Yeah, but they use the technology now to monopolize certain businesses now. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, just like we were saying with the taxi cabs and with the real estate, and you know what I mean. So that's
I mean, we're even seeing it in our entertainment. Like we saw ESPN run through it because there's certain things that, like, you know, like analytics, right? There'll be a whole department of analytics. Those are gone now because you have AI to do this shit now. You know what I mean? NFL Network, they it's crazy because for what it's worth, NFL is probably the biggest in the world, but the network, they're you know, they're firing, they're like doing mass layoffs. You know what I mean? I think ESPN's about to cop them. You know what I mean?
It's facts, big bro.
Yeah.
On everything.
Yeah, they take. I mean, them peoples.
Out to Big Brad, man.
Yes, sir.
Out to Brad.
You know what I mean? But you know that's where it's at. So you know you gotta stay on the lookout for shit like that. So some people get in a particular industry and think it's gonna be there forever, and they go technology come taking your job or taking your career or taking the existing business. You know what I mean? So things are ever always changing. So you know we got to be able to move with the changes. You know what I'm saying?
Adapt to it on everything. But you see, that's the thing though. Like like how Bogey said about him in his senior year. I was the same way too, though. On everything, a lot of cats is the same way. And then once you do that, you gonna go for what you know. Get it how you live, like how the hot boys say. You got to get it how you live, man. Especially when you come from the inner city, and it ain't too many opportunities. Especially when you ain't got no education, 100%. But it's never too late to go ahead and try and educate yourself and try and get into that direction. But some motherfuckers, like we said earlier, they've been getting it quick and fast their whole life. It run out real fast. Boom. Let me make the next big play. Why? And then,
I mean, being in Cali, bro, like just being in Cali and renting, right?
Yeah.
Like just being just geographically, you got to get it or have multiple. You can't just have a regular job. You got to have a regular job and hustling on the side. You got to just to live, just to make expenses. And you know what I mean? And then that equals to more homeless, and it equals to, you know what I mean? It's just,
I think, not to cut you, but I think it comes down to people having skilled trades or solid careers that actually pay decent money, and having a retirement plan set in place.
That's it, right?
You know what I mean? You got to think long range, because you don't set up for retirement when retirement comes. It's too late then. You got to be doing that 20 years before. I say like once you hit 40, that's like the maximum time that, you know what I'm saying? Because from 40 to 60, in that 20 years, you could build a little nest egg that'll keep you right. You know what I'm saying? When that time come around, you know what I'm saying?
I was a motherfucker. I had zero resume for real. You know what I mean? No school degrees really. I had shit. And like, what was crazy is like when I had my first kid, I had the homie. He used to do real estate, but like, the market had crashed. Now it's 2007. I'm one of his only homies that has a kid, and now he's selling life insurance. He was like, bro, you need this shit. He's like, and he told me, he's like, what if you die, bro? You don't leave your kid shit. And I was like, ooh, that hit me hard. So I was like, so for like $100 a month, I get, a $250,000 plan. And he's like, yeah. And like, bro, my daughter's about to go to college in a couple years. And so I, all that thing, that was part of it. Northwestern Mutual, right? It's like, yeah, this shit will go into her tuition, all the shit. So all this, I remember fighting my girl tooth and nail to sign up this shit with me 17 years ago or 16 years ago, you know what I mean? But it's like, you know what I mean? Because back then as a young mustache, I didn't have shit. It was like, okay, if I go, that's it. But the irony of that is like, all right, in order for her to get this, I gotta go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Definitely.
Which that was, good plan B. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's facts, man. But that's the thing. We just got to find a way to, transition. Like I think you said is, get it while you can, and hopefully that light bulb go off in the head that I can start moving this way. That way, I ain't got to keep putting these penitentiary chances on the line as I get older. Especially because as you're getting older, you got family. You want to see the grandbabies. You know what I mean? Hopefully you want to start vacationing and going seeing shit. You know what I mean? Whatever the case may be, 100%, bro.
Yeah, I don't judge people, because who am I, God? Right. Right. So I'll never question someone's reasoning. Like, why did this group, going back to the group in LA, the Chesapeake Bandits, which is corny, sounds corny as fuck, by the way, but the Chesapeake Bandits. I mean, I'm sure they just had kids to feed too, bro. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and you know what I mean, whatever situation they got themselves in, or even just being like the two brothers. You know what I mean? They probably were natural leaders, and when you're leading desperate people, it's easy to get them to do wild shit with you. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? Like it's crazy, but I will say it is impressive that they did it that many times.
They wouldn't play, bro.
Yeah, because that's some movie shit right there. Because usually that shit don't happen. Like, you ain't get even the money. All the money's marked and everything. It's like, how did they figured something out? How to remove the money without compromising the money, everything. There's layers to it. So the fact that they were able to do this time, maybe part of it before they hemmed up the dude was making him release all the money from the ink packs and shit like that.
Oh my man.
You know what I mean?
Let the new story. Oh, this is some Hollywood like type shit. No, my mama, that's what it was. They was trying to move methodically.
Yeah, they did that shit hella times. I think they said they even got one. He was going through a Taco Bell or something like that.
Oh my mama. Hey, and they had big guns. They had big guns and armor. Oh,
and that dude was a sad. You know, you're running from everything in all hell when you're willing to just jump off this fucking thing with the cater too. Remember that?
Oh, mama.
Jumping off the third story.
They probably watch Heat.
Hey, remember old boy on Belly though? He jumped out the window and started bucking at the police with that phone, everything.
Yeah, that was good.
Further too.
Yeah.
Oh, let's get into the next one, bro. This is a good one right here. Since we got an artist on here with us, let's talk about this shit.
And Slim, man, he got a real ill perspective on hip hop because you could tell he doesn't just like. I feel like there's fans
definitely excited and just happy to be free.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
New Orleans native rapper Christopher Dorsey, y'all know him as BG, given his first on-camera interview since getting out of jail last September.
Well, only on 6 Now, WDSU reporter Shay O'Connor spoke with Dorsey and has his message for the youth of New Orleans.
My fans got me through for real, for real.
After serving 12 and a half years in prison, Dorsey was released last September with video of the moment going viral across social media.
To still be relevant, after 12 years and people still appreciate you, still want to hear from you was nothing short of a blessing, man.
BG was a part of New Orleans' own Cash Money Records, alongside rappers like Lil Wayne, Turk, and Juvenile in the late 90s and early 2000s. He's been living in Las Vegas since being free, and in true BG fashion, he's been getting back to business.
A whole bunch of things that I'm just waiting on the court to tell me that I can move forward with my career.
The conditions of Dorsey's probation states he's required to have explicit permission from the court before entering into self-employment.
They say they didn't want me doing nothing pertaining to rap or nothing pertaining to entertainment that I could get paid off of unless I get permission.
Weeks ago, the rapper was arrested on several probation violations related to his 3-year supervised release, including performing on stage alongside Lil Boosie in February.
There's nothing criminal about, being a rapper or being an entertainer.
Dorsey says he doesn't mind complying, but just hopes to one day be able to do what he loves again. Earlier this month, Dorsey visited the Juvenile Justice Intervention Center to talk to incarcerated youth, a discussion he says he wishes someone would have had with him when he was a boy.
Follow your heart. Don't let nobody tell you that what you can't do. You're great. And, yeah, man, stay in school, stop the violence. And, at the end of the day, if I'm somebody you want to be like, don't be like me, be better than me.
BG's lawyers have filed a motion to the courts, and a judge is expected to make a ruling in terms of BG's probation in the coming days. And of course, WDSU will keep you updated. Reporting from New Orleans, Shay O'Connor, WDSU News.
Damn, bro, they hating on the kid, bro. They hating on BG, bro.
Listen, I feel like Jizzle is one of my favorite Cash Money niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, BG was the guy.
Yeah, I was listening to him more than anybody else out of Cash Money. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna say this though, when you look at why he got locked up, because he got locked up because there was a dude running around New Orleans. What was his name? And it was like a kingpin dude running around New Orleans, and I guess he was seen in videos with some of these dudes, gunners and shit. Like,
in the videos, they all had guns.
They all had hammers out and all that. But see, when he got caught up, you know, they wanted him to roll on them boys and speak on them boys, and he didn't want to speak on them, so they maxed him out.
Yep.
So they did what they did kind of out of spite. You know what I mean? They exercised the law on him, right?
Yep.
When you come out from a situation,
make an example.
Exactly. So when you come out from under a situation like that, you gotta walk light. You know what I'm saying?
You know how they say you get caught for a gun, right? You know how they say, okay, you can't be around no kind of guns, you can't be around this, you know, around people with guns. That's all violations. So it's like when they tell him you can't do anything that pertains to self-employment unless you get our clearance. And so in this case, a violation was performing, right? This is fucked because it's like, you know, they could easily be like, nah, the court rules against, the court denies permission.
But
you know what I mean?
But see, we in the era right now, everything is virtual. So you just got to make your joint virtual now. You know what I mean? And when you get permission, you go, you bust a move, you do a show, whatever the case may be. But you can't be linking up with Boozy. You can't be linking up with cats that got felonies on their jacket.
Yep.
That's part of the rule.
I didn't think of that because he could have just been in violation just being around Boosie. I didn't think of that.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that could be a part of his you know, stipulations of being on probation or whatever it was.
He did say you can't something and things that pertain to entertainment. So yeah.
That's the thing though, it's a work environment. It ain't like they out on the block or they out riding around blowing in Vegas. You know what I mean?
But
that's what's so fucked up though. Bro, that's like being at work. It's cats that's on probation at work that work together.
Yeah.
You be at work, bro, on a 9 to 5 with cats that's on probation together, bro. Whether they didn't, whatever the case may be, so what they can't go to their 9 to 5 together.
Yeah, it's tricky. But my thing is like you gotta work with, because I was on papers and it's a lot of things I couldn't do. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to make it off them papers, you gotta work with whoever your PO is and try to get what you want out of them by, you know, walking that line. Listen, I want to do A, B, and C. Who you doing it with? You know, who you gonna be around? Where this place gonna be at? This, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? But if you do get denied for certain things, you gotta set the social media thing up and keep it virtual. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you're not beating these motherfuckers. So you gotta kind of work with them until you get them up under that shit. You know what I'm saying?
He did say he's complying. I'm pretty sure he's aware of it. He's like, I'm just kind of, you know what I mean? He abiding, right? Because he just got out of, what did he do? 12?
14.
He did 12 straight.
Out of 14 years.
Yeah, that shit is crazy, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I'm sure he's just like, I mean, especially like when you have that, and that's how I hate the ignorant aspect of fans, but they love, the fans gonna love, if you a gangster rapper and now you came out the pen, you know what I mean? They want to hear from you.
No, I did too.
The Lord's there, he has the history, you know what I'm saying? And then it's not like someone like Baby isn't, you know, and he's in more power now. So it's like the push they can give someone like a BG if he was to drop somewhere now would be I mean, bro, I think it would wake a lot of people up, man. You know what I mean? Like even Wayne will drop right now and it'll go unnoticed. You know what I mean? But someone like a BG drop right now, that shit'll go crazy.
But I think he gotta look at cats like how YoungBoy was, you know, doing everything from the crib.
Mm-hmm.
He gotta have his joint set up like that, where you gotta make your crib the spot.
But you know what though, bro? He lives in Vegas though, bro. It shows every night.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. So not only can he do, you know, work on his, you know, new shit, but he can perform, you know, a lot of his old shit and shit that he working on.
He might fuck around and get a residency somewhere,
it's
bro.
A work environment though. You know what I mean? He's in a performing setting, whether it be a club, fucking mosquitoes, whether it be a club, whether it be well, it's all clubs out there. I mean, he probably, you know, I don't know if they allowing him to do stadium shows. I don't know. But club environment is still a performing environment. They're paying me to show up, bro, and do these songs no matter who in this motherfucking man. Boosie might have came in there and just stumbled and like, man, let me get up there with you. They didn't know, they might not even know they was gonna be in the same club at the same time. That's I'm not, I'm pretty sure they know that they was gonna link up.
I will say BG is doing it right as far as you got to get the good PR going too. So like, going and speaking to the youth, the young incarcerated youth, that, you know what I mean?
Right.
He needs to do like more of that, but even like, you know what I mean? Like remember T.I. got caught with them guns and then he was like, all right, you know what I mean? I'm gonna go do a whole year's campaign worth of raising awareness in the young youth. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah, because then that'll look a lot better because when you start dropping tracks and it's going to be of the same type of content that we're accustomed to. You know what I mean? Like,
hot boy, bullets, boy. Hey, trust me, Slim. I was one of them BG fans too, boy.
For real, man. Oh man.
Don't you know I am the
every Cash Money CD there is. So if you can ask any of my relatives that slide with me in the late '90s, early 2000s, when you was having the big book of CDs to slap in and out, slide another one in. That man, I had a whole book of nothing but Cash Money CDs, bro. I had everything.
That BG album, that first BG album, the first major album, that was dope. And even the Chopper City. What was that Chopper City before that? The underground one.
It's all on you, volume 1, it's all on you, volume 2.
Yeah,
Chopper City in the ghetto.
Remember the joint he did with Mobb Deep or with
yeah, that was nasty.
Crazy. I need to find that sample because I sampled.
BG
Young Black Entrepreneurs. That's what
there you go.
He was the one that
went crazy.
BG was there before Juvenile was there, so it was really they pushed him. That's why he got so many albums because it was him.
It was him and Wayne.
Huh?
It was him and Wayne before Juvenile and Turk.
Yeah,
because Juvie was doing he was doing more traditional bounce shit.
BG had like 8 albums.
Yeah. I used to go to the record store back in the days, the good old Rasputins, and then you'd find the BG and then have the new joint, but then you start digging behind it, you have all these albums. Oh shit! As a fan,
I started listening backwards.
Oh man.
Yeah, I started listening backwards, but I think that overall, you got to work with the PO, and try to stay in tune with your PO when you making a move. So you traveling on the right path, because the goal is to stay outside, man. The goal ain't to be running, going back to prison or reinstating your parole.
There's a good chance
that shit all over again.
Look at this. There's a good chance if he got a PO that's in his age range, might even be a fan. Might be, might be a little more sentimental to it, right?
In Louisiana, I think not.
I love it, right?
Oh yeah, because it'll be all them folks.
They hate rappers out there, like you know what I mean?
Maybe that's why he's in Vegas.
Yeah, Louisiana.
He's obviously on parole, and in order to move, you got to get permission. So at least he got that much, right?
It's actually better to be in Vegas than Louisiana.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, okay. He was already initially living in Vegas. Okay,
I think so. On everything,
but I don't know if you see. I think he's in a situation where he got 2 POs. You know what I'm saying? Because I was in a situation like that where I caught my charges in one place and I had my probation moved to another state, but I still had to check in with both of them.
Okay.
One over the phone and one I had to walk in. You know what I'm saying? So I think because he caught his charges in Louisiana, but it was a federal case, so he's probably on federal parole, and then he still got to check in with Louisiana. So Louisiana could do some bullshit and get him caught up, because that happened to me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, like not report his check-in or something like that.
Yeah, all right, say for instance, in my situation, I got let off of papers early, right? But for some reason, the PO down south couldn't get in touch with the PO up here, so they just put out a warrant. So I'm walking around not knowing I got a warrant, doing my go-to jobs and shit. Next thing you know, I get pulled over and they talking about you got a warrant. I'm like, from where? From out of state, so we gotta book you.
Oh
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I had to sit in there until my PO was able to get on the phone with them and like, yo, like I let him off, probation early because he was doing good and yada yada yada. And y'all gotta let him out. You know what I'm saying? So I think Jizzle is in a similar situation where he may do things that the parole board in Vegas may be okay with. You know what I'm saying? But the Louisiana situation may be like, you ain't talk to us. You ain't run this past us. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to know the situation. You might, you're going to make little mistakes, but you got to really devise a plan to still get your money, but still satisfy both of these people. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask y'all a question. We're not really switching gears here, but when you look at BG, he looks healthy, huh? Because remember they always say he was on that H. He was on that dog food before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I think for someone an elder statesman like him, and he touched on it in that little segment, is that like to come out 12 years and still be relevant. Like, I'm pretty sure he got a new lease on life right now. You know what I mean?
Well, Slim was the one that kind of pushed him to get off that dog food because Slim was on that shit too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, word.
So when Slim got off of it, he kind of pushed Jizzle to get off of it before he passed away. You know what I mean? So because they wanted to start they had their own to have their own record labels popping.
Yeah, so Slim was the guy too.
Yeah, that dude was talented, man.
Yeah, he was spitting.
Because he was so versatile and so ill. Like when he reemerged and
with
he started his own, he passed that song to Juvie because he said, "Yo, I want you to put this on your album because you got the fans and you'll blow it up better." You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I
didn't know that.
Just that was
a special time too, because remember Juvie and they had all left cash money at this point too. You know what I mean?
And Slim had parted ways with No Limit, so his whole thing was pushing his own label, and I think he would have been successful with it because he wasn't just a gangster rapper. He knew how to make songs for the ladies, and you know what I'm saying. He was versatile. So
body of a gangster, but my face is a doggy.
That was Nash back then, bro. That was a hit right there. Oh, my mama. Slim Thug. I bet his lawyer is too smooth. That's Peacock right there.
What up, Peacock?
Stand up.
Yeah, that Thug case don't make no sense, man. I don't know how they got all these witnesses, and that's just, it seemed like a witch hunt to me,
Yeah, and then especially like the fact that they can slap a motherfucker with the RICO, then on top of that, if it ain't just even before you can get to the RICO, you can also get to them through the gang enhancement shit. Like
I think they thing with Thug was to throw a bunch of charges at the nigga and see what sticks. You know what I'm saying?
The lawyer was thick.
Yeah, like.
Hey, when the lawyer, somebody was taking the lawyer down.
Oh, you talking about the
Thug case?
The DA.
Oh, the DA even.
the family witness chick, like.
Hey, she's got a thick.
Yeah, she's doing too much.
Man, we talked about the lawyer, so she was representing somebody on the case as well, but she was she relayed information on another case to a defendant, bro.
That's a big no-no.
That's a big no-no. They didn't tell her ass up. I forgot the bride name, but she was representing somebody on the Thugger case.
But see, the thing is too, when you want to go after Trump and you want to go after, you want to have all these big cases, and you want to go after this person and that person, you better watch what you doing.
Right.
Because they're going to be watching you with a microscope.
100%.
Because as much as they hate Trump, Trump was a former president. So you going after, and he got money.
Yeah, and don't they got like when you're a president, you get Secret Service for life now?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so like, you know, he could easily be like, give me all the information on this broad. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Oh, she's fucking who? Yeah.
Right, 100%.
Gotcha, bitch.
And that shit, her shit go back to the early beginning too, though. Not just right now as the DA, but her as a defense lawyer and all that shit. It go back to her when her come up. Her name been floating around.
Yeah, messing with her credibility.
Yeah. I mean, you know, she's a sister, so you know what I mean? They're gonna scrutinize him. You know what I mean?
You know, and you know, she's not a bad sister neither though. So, you know, when she was coming up as a young lady, you know, very attractive, whatnot, you know, ain't no telling, you know, what type of attention she was drawing from who it was, you know what I mean? And Atlanta is Atlanta, man. Hey.
Yeah, Atlanta's Black Hollywood, bro.
You know,
So, you know what I mean?
TV how shit go, bro. So
I mean, and she's the DA, so that I mean, you know what I mean? That's big. You feel me?
Come on now.
Right.
I'm about. Y'all got anything going out on this one?
Stay off the dope, BG.
Nah, I just hope that BG just, you know, learn the terms of the situation that he's in and just know how to play the middle. You know what I'm saying? To get what you got to get out of the situation, to keep yourself outside and keep your career popping. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna echo what Slim said, man. Because you know what I'm saying. I as long as he does what Slim's talking about, we'll get to that music that we want to hear. You know what I mean?
Thanks.
My thing is, bro, like Bogey said, you know, hey, cannabis is legal damn near everywhere. It's if you live in Vegas, it's legal, man. Just go ahead and just be a stoner, 100%, and just like how Slim said, man, just learn the digital way because you do got a story to tell. Motherfuckers is interested. You know, the way that this shit going right now, there's so many avenues for you to go, and you know what I mean? It's a layup right now. Just
I want to hear a young spitter. I want to hear a Spitter and BG song.
100%, bro. You know, it's all types of collaborations, motherfuckers. Hey, for real, bro. You got the opportunity.
Like, Currency's my guy because you said Weedhead, right? Like,
oh my mama, him and Wiz stay dropping shit. Oh my mama, oh, everything.
Definitely.
Yeah, 100%. Let's get into the next topic, bro. On the last two, that.
Yeah, because that other one, woo, I know we're saving the Kendrick joint for last, right?
Facts.
The Kendrick Drake saga.
You know it.
Body camera video.
Can y'all hear it?
Obtained by NBC6 showing a police officer warning a mother he was willing to kill her son.
Yeah, 10 months later, that officer shot and killed that mental health issue. The officer was cleared of any wrongdoing. NBC6 reporter Christian Colon is in Miami with that story. Christian.
Hi there, the Miami-Dade police officer shot the man 6 times. State attorneys say they reviewed all the evidence and determined that the officer was just doing his job. The victim's mother in this case strongly disagrees.
Richard Hollis was killed by Miami-Dade police officer Jamie Pino 2 years ago. Police say Hollis was holding kitchen knives in an aggressive manner and they were forced to shoot. But a year before the killing, records show Pino warned Hollis's mother.
If you have a problem with the way the police deal with your son, like you had the problem last time, don't call us.
Okay.
We're not social workers, we're police officers.
Okay, officer.
You understand?
I just tell you know here.
I'm telling you, if your son takes a BB gun or a real gun on me, I'm going to kill your son.
Records state in this body camera video obtained by NBC6, you hear Officer Pino confronting Gamali Hollis, the victim's mother, about her son's mental health issues.
Ma'am, I don't know how to tell you this, but I've been here before, and the last time I went to Baker Act your child, you wanted to stop me.
Officer, because mother doesn't want a child.
Your child's an adult, and you can't control him. Unfortunately for you,
I never offend you. I never be
unfortunately, no, but you're wasting our time. This is a waste of our time. Because if you don't like the way we work, don't call us.
A year after this video, police were called to the Hollis household again after residents heard screaming. Because Hollis had knives, Pino tased the man, then shot him. State attorney said the officer was justified, a decision that upset the victim's mother. Police say they caught her allegedly stalking Pino at random crime scenes 2 months after her son was killed, like in this video.
Yeah, I did.
You did.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe if you did a better job, it wouldn't be a problem.
No, you're a sucker.
Yeah.
That's who you are.
Yeah, goodbye.
The woman has been in jail for stalking and violating a stay-away order against the officer. Her attorneys urge these charges to be dropped, claiming they are unconstitutional. They also demand for state attorneys to revisit the case, stating the officer should be the one facing charges.
Let her hit me with a car so I can shoot her.
And this afternoon, the judge ruled that Hollis will be getting a bond, so she will be allowed to get out of jail. She was also ordered to stay away from that officer. We did reach out to the Miami-Dade Police Department about today's story, but we haven't heard back yet. We're live in Miami. Christian Colon, NBC6 News.
Real quick, I just want to point out how like the minority, like he's a Hispanic reporter, but you know they have media training, so everything is perfect English till he says his name and he puts the accent in there. Anyways, but this is cold because I mean it's a situation where the mother she has a son who has mental health issues and he's violent and like just it sucks because this is that cop's route or something because he's always the one that gets the call and goes and shows up and then you know what I'm saying like and like there's no empathy at all for the kid having the mental health. So the moment he you know what I mean kid pulls out a knife he just unloads on him like and then now he uses a justification like oh I've been there dozens of times and this kid is you know he's not in control and I mean, you can say whatever you want to say, but handle it totally wrong. I mean, tase him or something.
Completely
wrong.
I mean?
But
he literally had a knife with the gunfight. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The one thing that I looked at is when he said, when the last time he tried the Baker Act, the son, the mother prevented it. Yeah. So when your son needs professional help and they're offering to take the other route, which is the Baker Act, you know, put him in a mental, you know, get him checked out. You have to go with that. You can't have it both ways because they're not going to allow, you know, like he said, he a cop. He ain't a social worker. Yeah. So you up something on me, I'm blowing you down. You know what I'm saying? And I think that even though it was kind of crude, the way, you know, his delivery was kind of crude, he was telling the truth. The first cop, you know what I'm saying? He was telling the truth. It's like, I can't, you know, if he's out here and he's a threat, something's gonna happen to him. So if he needs help, then allow me to get him the help that he needs before he mess around and be a casualty out here. You know what I'm saying? So you can't have it both ways. Like if you can't handle him and he out here running around with knives and he stab and kill somebody, then what? You know what I mean? Yeah. So, you know, but that last cop was wild disrespectful though. He was bugging.
My thing is
then he says I'm sorry and it's totally like not sincere at all.
Right.
Yeah. He
even puts the state and like I mean this is a grieving mother obviously. I mean and like but the one thing he did point out that was important to me is that when he's trying to tell her like no, he's not a child. He's an adult. You know what I mean? Like,
that's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
thing though, bro, is that first off, the police, they first reaction is not to blow a nigga down. And he had a knife. He didn't have no gun. So, and he tased him first, right? Even though it's a track record of them having to come out to the house and, you know, because bruh got mental issues and he likes to get aggressive. So my thing is, even though he denied the Baker shit, when they came back out the next time, since he's not a kid, he's an adult. Well, that means since he got a record of being aggressive, and we back out here, and he up a knife, I tase him, or however it go. Nigga, let me go ahead. Fuck the Baker Act. This motherfucker going to jail, bro. You don't got to tase him. And then I'm pretty sure he didn't get there by himself. We ain't got the full body or the whole story about how this shit happened. But I'm pretty sure he wasn't there by himself. It was other officers that came because, you know, when it's that type of call, they all coming. It's a whole bunch of motherfuckers that's coming that's in that area. 100%. So my thing is, it was too much force First off, because Brett got a track record. So we got this call. If he ain't done nothing to nobody, all he doing is just walking around with the knife and he just yelling shit. Pull up with even with the guns that got the BBs and all that bullshit, man.
Yeah.
And then on top to go ahead and antagonize the bride, and then say, "Go ahead, let her through. Let her hit me so I can shoot her too." Man, fuck that, man. This motherfucker feel like above the law.
Yeah, that last cop was ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
It's the same cop. The one that killed the son.
No, yeah, but the cop that was talking to her in the first slide, that wasn't the cop that killed the son. It was the second cop.
Nah,
the heavy one, right?
I thought it was the same one.
The same one.
Yeah.
So everything, bro. Yeah, that shit.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's why I pointed out. This might be his route or something like that's in his route. Because whenever he made the call, it was always this dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that dude.
But I think you know, as you know, the lady being his mother, I think when you know your child has these type of issues, you're gonna have to make a decision. It's better to bake an action and get him out the way before one of these overzealous cops do something to him, and then it's like
what happened.
You know what I mean? So you know, because you can't, as much as it's like the same old story. We you know that it's never no fix to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even when police was when Obama was in office and police was shooting people left and right, Obama gave them more protections than he gave the actual people that's getting shot. You see what I'm saying?
So my lady, right? She a nurse. She for the last 8 years till we moved up out of the Bay. She worked in the mental health facilities, right? And she worked in the joint where she would just pass meds. And this was the point. This was like the point where they're getting ready. They're already in the world, but they still stay here and get their meds, right? But the step before that is the crisis center, and that's where they would take these type of motherfuckers that'll come at you with a knife. They get the baker, the little baker shit where they come through and it's like, hey, we're gonna do this the hard way or the easy way, you know what I mean? And they bring them to them crisis centers and evaluate them because like that's the first thing you gotta do is like, all right, figure out what's going on up there, give them the right meds. And then it's pretty much you're acclimating them to these meds, and it's the crisis center because they're violent. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, and after a while, then they let them get to the next one. So my girl would always be like, "Oh, there's this dude. He was in the crisis for 2 years, but now he's here," and like they're all spooked of him. You know what I mean? But like it was this guy in particular who used to be violent and hurt motherfuckers. Like the programs actually worked for him, and he actually got back into the world, and you know what I mean. And was able to be assisted correctly, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, because if not, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like that's why they call it crisis centers, because these motherfuckers in a crisis.
Hey, look, two of my co-workers that I know, they used to work in the motherfuckers, and they both described when they come in that motherfucker and they want to take the hard way. It's 4 of them, and each of them all take one limb.
Yeah, and then they'll even hit you with the thing.
You get that Thorazine in your behind, and that's that. Like
when they telling me that shit, nigga, I was crying. Oh my mom, they was fucking motherfuckers up.
The fact that the mom didn't want to Baker act him, that's kind of wild because it's like, all right,
she mad pacified him right there.
Yeah, like so you leaving them to chance right now. You know what I'm saying?
That's kind of sad because the irony is if she would have just allowed them, man, he might have still been alive.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Because she has to sign off on the Baker Act. She has to, to do that. Yeah. And if you don't do that, then you just leaving it to chance. And these police don't give a fuck out here, man. You know what I mean? They just trying to, get on.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they really don't.
But no problem.
Yeah, so I think that, moving forward, when you see the signs, you know what I'm saying? And if they get too hard to handle, Baker act them, get them out the way, sit him down for a minute, you know what I'm saying? So he don't come across one of these cops that just trigger happy, and now you got a whole casualty on your hands now, like, you know what I'm saying? You know.
Yeah, boy in line. And where was this at? Florida?
Yep, in Miami.
Yeah. All the crazy shit happens in Florida.
Yeah. Real.
I had to make a joke in it, but it's facts.
Man, listen. I remember they had a cat. Damn, I can't remember this dude's name, man, but he came home from prison, and I guess he was in a house handling the chopper, and the gun accidentally went off and hit his child.
Oh
right?
no.
So police show up, right? And you know, he tried to explain to them what happened, whatever. They put him in cuffs, he go in the vehicle, he head to jail, right? Son had the handcuff key, and I guess he must have had it in his mouth or whatever. He took the handcuff key, was able to come up out the handcuffs, killed the one cop, killed the other trooper at a checkpoint, took the police car and drove it to a 7-Eleven and held the whole 7-Eleven hostage. And then they jumped on the radio station. Then the dude from the radio station, Bubba the Love Sponge at that time, he tapped in with him and kind of was, you know, pleaded with him to let some of the people out of the 7-Eleven go. And the dude was explaining his story like, yo, I ain't mean to kill my son. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was an accident, this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? But I ain't going back to prison. I'm already far in now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he let the hostages go. They end up blowing up the 7-Eleven. And then the radio dude that got him to let the hostages go, he got fired.
What?
Yo,
I did not see that part of the story coming.
Wow.
Facts. He got fired, bro. That's crazy.
And bro, he didn't talk the dude. He talked the dude out of getting the innocent people out of there. So you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Shout out to. But what did you say his name was? Bubba.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
Wow. Yeah. Yep. He was on the Florida radio station.
That's wild, bro. I mean, even the fact that he was able to murk the ticket. Like, first of all, getting out of the cuffs with the son getting the key. Like, so his son obviously died. Eventually died from the wound.
Who?
The son.
Oh, his son got hit with a chopper.
Oh, okay. So his son was. Oh, I thought he was just wounded.
Because
so his son
he
died
said,
right after.
because when he was explaining it to homeboy on the radio, he was saying that the chopper had a hair trigger. You know what I mean? I don't know if he must have dropped it or what, and you know the joint ended up hitting his baby.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, just for anybody watching this right now, just if you have guns in the house, education is the key. You know what I mean?
For real.
People have to know where the gun is, how it's not a toy, it's dangerous, and if this thing is out, step aside. I mean, it was mad irresponsible for him to have handling a chopper with a child around for one. You know what I mean? And then it was just it from there, bro. I mean, I couldn't imagine just like what that man was going through. You know what I mean? It was all or nothing at that point. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And then you said they blew up the 7-Eleven even?
Yeah. Yeah. Because they didn't want to risk going in there with him because he was
ready to go out.
He was ready to go all out.
I mean, he already took out two boys.
Yeah, because remember when the police were taking him to jail, the police stopped by a checkpoint, and that's when he upped it. You know, he took their gun, clapped both of them, got out, shot the other cop, and then took one of the cars and you know what I mean, and went to the 7-Eleven and held that whole joint up. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't trying to go back to jail at that point.
He definitely trying to go back.
Mm-hmm. They say he murked himself before the place blew up, but who knows?
Damn,
that's nuts.
That was nuts. Shit.
Whoever had that 7-Eleven came up for surely.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Not even just on the insurance too. It's just like, man. I mean, that's wild, man.
That's completely wild right there.
Wow. Yeah, this happened like in the late 90s. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm about to look that one up.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, man. They used to I knew his name for years because it was like, you know, everybody knew this dude because everybody was on the radio listening when he had the joint held up. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But that's all a nigga need to know is the DJ name, and you'll be able to type that shit in.
Yeah, I was about to say that's why
Bubba the Love Sponge. Just
we were
type
able to
him
find
up
that.
and tell type in that he dealt with hostage situation or whatever.
And I don't even mind if we could find it. I don't even mind covering that next week too. I mean,
Yeah, no, facts. Yeah,
that one got me. That one sounds crazy.
Yeah.
Everything. Let's get into the next one. Before we get into the next one, man, rest in peace to everybody that we was just talking about, bro. So,
yes, sir.
Yeah, straight up.
Let's get into the next one. The last one. Shit. The hip hop civil war is steadily progressing. We got several hours yesterday. This shit, man. I mean, it's getting interesting. Okay, man, I'm here for it, man. My brother, man. Give me price on that shit we got right now, man. Everything.
Man. Oh man, I love to see it because I'm happy. I respect both of them brothers for engaging. You know what I'm saying? And then it'll make for better music moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as the diss records, I feel like K-Dot got it right now. You know what I mean? Drake tried to do the one and done thing with the 7-minute joint, but with a Family Matters. But Drake came back with the comeback, and
the push-ups.
No, not that one.
We're going all the way back.
The Graham joint.
Oh yeah. Meet the Grams.
Meet the Grams. You talking about
Meet the Grams?
Ooh.
Yeah, Meet the Grams, and
I mean,
that was diabolical right there, man.
I mean, even Euphoria, bro. Like because I have fun, like researching, like what is he saying? You know what I mean? Cause see, and I made a joke to my man's because he had pointed out the fact that this joint had like 8 million streams the first day, and I said, well, people's listen to it 3-4 times over because you're trying to you got to break down what he's saying. You know what I mean?
Oh, fact.
Yeah, I definitely had to listen to that a few times.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, like even the whole I got the mannerisms of Raphael, and I'm like, who, the Ninja Turtle? And I start looking it up. I'm like, oh, Raphael, the expressionist painter, but you know what I mean? His shit was they deemed it like meticulous, right? And then also, but it's the double, and now it's the triple entendre because there's another Raphael who's it's a biblical figure, but also in Hebrew and in Islam, it was Raphael. He was a healer. You know what I mean? And he had he had talked to a man who had a blind father, and then he healed the father's sight. So it was and with all the father and son, and then even even with the grandpa, we're just talking about Dennis, and you know what I mean? Like there's all these layers, and it's just a simple bar saying, "I'm meticulous like Raphael." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, he's killing them in every bar, man. Like, and so for the real people that just want to hear something like Rob Rashid or like a hit, like you know what I mean? They're always gonna say Drake's winning right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What is Drake doing anyway?
You got the Drake stands. I heard the nigga Joe Budden call it the Drake Hive.
Like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like
stands, bruh.
Some of these fans ain't even real fans because what I'm seeing is that they're looking once Act. It's like wherever Act goes with it, that's where the majority of people are going with it. So if Act is on Drake's side with it, then they going with Drake. If Act switches over and says, well, I think Kendrick got the up on him, they going with, you know what I'm saying? It's whoever has the biggest following, that's where the majority of it. They not, it's like, are you really listening to the music and coming up with your own, view on it, your own opinion, or you just going with what Act said?
But there's always going to be the mass wavelength, and they usually tend to be like the dumbass impressionable ones. Yeah. And it just they're going to go with popular opinion. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Those are not real things, though.
We're in a rap battle. Drake is a pop artist that heralds himself as one of these top 3 lyricists, number 1 even. And you know what I mean? When he's dealing with someone like a Kendrick, who is a literal Pulitzer Prize Award writer, You feel me? Like this guy is dismantling Drake, and like, I mean, now like Drake's coming like saying that you beat your woman and stuff like there's or like one of those kids might not be yours, might be your manager's. Like I don't even know if there's any validity to this, but it's like
he said
just
that he has an alleged daughter too, though.
Yeah, and then see, I want to point that out. Drake came out right away and was like, "Well, if anyone has my daughter, bring her to me." That's cap, right? But he didn't say that about anything else on the track. You know what I mean? About him being a pervert and a freaking a shitty dad and all. He goes straight to, I don't have a secret daughter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's when it came down to that, I think it's from that picture that they seen Drake kind of getting a little too comfy with that 16-year-old. So I think that's what he made. That's where he got that line from. And then remember
he called the Stranger Things little girl. Remember that?
Yeah, and then remember like when he did the interview with Shorty and he was laying in the bed with Shorty. I mean, she 25, but
Bob was doing it.
It's like
he does a lot of things that are cringe because it seemingly only thing that's growing with him is his age. You know what I mean? Like the number of his age, he still acts like he's Drake from Degrassi. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you see, it's the battle. I think is bigger than just Kendrick and Drake. I think it's the somebody that's of the industry versus somebody that's of the people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think Kendrick is more of the people and of the craft, and Drake is more of the industry. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, one thing too, I saw, this week there's a bunch of like stuff just popping. People are posting old clips of Drake interviews, and like one of the ones I saw was like he was like, yeah, I grew up in a predominantly Jewish neighborhood, and and it's like then he gets into this acting shit, and then he starts making American black music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like it is kind of
that's one of the main angles is to attack his credibility is what he's been doing. Not only about the parenting shit, it's also about the credibility shit. And motherfuckers always wondered about that shit about Brad.
And that is crazy too because it begs to ask like if Drake could actually be the very first and most successful industry plant for real. Because it's like, I mean, someone who's heralds himself as a lyricist, you'll never get associated with someone writing for you. But it's like this guy, he's not one of them truly. So he's, it gives him this pass to do things like that or even wear blackface. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying people give him a pass on it, but these are the things that just get swept under the rug. But then when you want to say, hey, I'm the best at lyricist, bro, I'm the best. That's when you say that. That's what I think you're saying when you want to go up against someone like Kendrick. You're not going to win that battle.
Yeah, it's like I told you, like I was saying before, it's time to keep people in the lane where they should be at. So if Drake is big, he's more of a pop culture artist. So be in that lane. But you can't be pop culture artist and then turn around and you want to take over rap too. Like, nah.
Yeah,
nah.
we're talking about the hip hop, bro.
Nah. You know what I'm saying? Like you got it.
Like how you oh, my bad, bro.
No, go ahead.
About the pathways that they took in their careers, about how Drake took the industry way and more of the culture way. But Drake, once he came onto the scene and was able to go from of a underground artist to getting the major look and coming in with the pop and the R&B appeal already. Once he had that appeal and the world took a liking to that shit, it was already destined that they knew that this motherfucker was gonna go and be the top of the dude. So there was no way once he had crossover and be able to bring pop parts and do pop shit and all that type of shit and sell a lot and sell out tours and shit.
And you're Jewish, so you're gonna be
bro. That's why he do some of the shit that he do already. That's why he tries to stay appealing to the younger motherfuckers, whether he like that age of them type of young.
But like okay, how about this? Like, okay, Drake, this is what he always does, though. Drake will stand side he'll stand on the side of somebody that's popping, it's coming up.
He done it in his whole career.
Yeah, and like when he says things like on that track with the Game back in the days, which was also a version of what Kendrick did with Future, but before them, he got on a joint with Game, who's the LA guy that's Kendrick's boy, and he took a shot at Kendrick. He said, "If I stayed conscious, I would have took all your fans." You know what I mean? Right. And like, if that's important to point out because this is what he tries to do with every artist that's coming up. I mean, look at Fetty Wap's coming up; he just remixes the shit. You know, the Migos are coming up; he jumps on their shit. You know what I mean? Like, Yeet for God's sakes. I never even heard of Yeet, but everyone, because I'm old. But like, man, you know, my daughter was like, "Why is Drake doing the song with Yeet?" And I'm like, "Who the fuck is Yeet?" You know what I mean? But it's like, see, because he's gonna stand next to someone that's popping and do a joint with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's gonna take their style on it, or he's gonna rap similar to their style. You know what I mean? He's gonna talk in the accent.
That's what XX Tentacion got at his ass about his flow. And he was one of these motherfuckers that went at bruh for doing that shit.
Because you know what? For Drake, where's the OVO sound shit? It's on SoundCloud still too. So it's like, think about this. Drake will always just be a fisherman. Because remember, that was the SoundCloud era, like 2012 and beyond. We started seeing like artists come up off the SoundCloud. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Drake was just like, whoever's popping, I'm gonna do a joint, sound like them. You feel me? Then I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna take a party gift, which is their style. You know what I mean? And so he's an actor first, so he could just turn on all these different styles. Yeah, for what it's worth, that's impressive in itself. But I didn't fuck with hip hop for that shit, man. I'm never gonna praise the living version of AI. You know what I mean? That's what AI is.
Exactly. But you see when like a person can come across as really talented when they got the machine behind them. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know, you got the bag behind you, so they getting all the right producers. They getting people with all different types of concepts to bring to your table. Like you're being catered to as an artist instead of you actually figuring it out and being more organic with it and coming up with your own shit. You're being catered to. Here's the best beats. Here's the best lyrics. Here's the best concepts to rap about. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, remember that one song, the Just Hold On, I'm Going Home, right?
Yeah.
That song was already a top 100 song on the chart. And then Drake goes, "Hey, let me get that." You know what I mean?
Wow, that's crazy.
I've even watched a documentary where, like, you know, he was doing the same thing with cats in Toronto. You know what I'm saying?
Sure,
Moji.
He signed the boy that sing Going Up on a Tuesday. He signed him just to get on the remix and then shelved it on my mama.
You see what I'm saying?
But to double back though, let me like I always say, man, but he one of my favorite artists, if not my favorite artist of this generation. You know, in all this early shit, the Comeback Season, what other fucking mixtapes?
Yeah, he actually had his own style.
He got real music coming up as an underground artist, bro, making the transition from the actor to the rap scene, and he has pop records on his early mixtapes. Comeback Season 2. I'm drawing a blank of some of the names of the mixtapes, but he got classic music on that shit already. So the boy already being talented 100%, and I don't think he's using motherfucking pause. I think all that was all his own penmanship. But as you start, the one mixtape it's damn near an album, and it's a classic. 100%. Damn near reclassified as an album.
I mean, he won a Grammy for that one, right? You're talking about the one with it had Successful and what was the other joint? The one with everybody on it.
Fuck, bro. I'm drawing the
blank.
blank.
It's such a fucking roller coaster. Then it dropped.
All that shit though, bro. That's the one thing, and I'm just not finna sit here.
Forever. There you go. The song was called Forever.
Be a prisoner in the moment, but back to the moment of at time right now. That song, what's the name of Drake's song that he dropped last night? Family Matters. Man, that as a song, And to get back to the subject matter, he is also getting disrespectful about, you know, the family life. You know, one of his main angles of
Hey, listen, hey, Drake funny though, because he
like,
said,
bro,
you always act like you trying to free the slaves.
man,
And you know what's funny about that is that
he like, bro, your wifey ain't, you know, it just gets all types of disrespectful from Drake. And as a song in total, out of all the three that dropped, I love that more than out of all three that dropped.
Are we counting? We don't count like that, right? We're just counting the one on the 1v1 right here.
Yeah, right now, yeah. I'm just talking about the songs from yesterday.
Okay, yeah.
Just
yeah. I mean, I would say
I love the Drake song.
I did like the Euphoria beat though. Euphoria had a dope ass. I like the Teddy out the gate.
Man, that
the beat was
got
slapping.
replay value. You could pull up knocking that on my mama.
Yeah, that one slapped. But I will say on yesterday
where he broke down mom, dad, son, and at Drake, bro, and the the conversation. It was like it was having a face to face with each and every person in this man's life. That's
being disrespectful.
Real disrespectful
with the truth,
and really just set the tone for going what's next.
Yeah, I think it's it was a great battle. I don't know if any more diss records is coming after yesterday.
You know what I don't like though is that he's using that at the you act like you freed the slaves, and it's like, you know, it's a funny bar, right?
Yeah,
that's a double entendre too, because because Drake is of the industry. I mean, he the reason why Drake could drop so much because he owned his own publishing, right? You know, most people can't. They technically are slaves. You know what I mean? Like to their contracts or to their, you know what I mean? To whatever record deal they got. You know what I mean? I mean, look at BG right now. Shit, technically he can't even get his career off and going just because he's in the system. You know, the industry's not too far off from that. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like here's the thing too, is like Drake, it sucks because he could just push a button and then you know what I'm saying, and it's up. And then even like when he points things out, like, oh, you know, Ack is compromised. Of course he is.
Oh, that was clean.
He's super biased though. And buddy right here, the Brody Slim right here, you know what I mean? He pointed that out too. Like, you know, Ack could literally sway, you know, countless fans from one side to another if you want. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%, bro.
Yeah, I just feel like it should make for better music just in general, because I hope all these whack rappers is watching, you know what I'm saying, and taking notes that you know, when you get on that level, your pen may be tested. It's not just gonna be all party and club songs and I don't make diss records, and because if Chris Brown could make a diss record to Quavo, ain't none of y'all safe.
Hey, did y'all ever notice in that Meet the Grams joint when he's talking to Adonis, right? And he says, man, I wish your grandpa would have wore a condom. That's right. It's so dark because that would entail that this kid wouldn't even exist neither. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he's telling him in his face, look here, Adonis.
Bro.
I'm like, yo, Kendrick is, and then like even the beat selection, like I was saying, like people are always just gonna go, the mass dumbasses are gonna like the Drake joints because they slap for real. But like it's like when Kendrick, he's putting the music that he's putting as the soundtrack to it is all meticulous. Like you got the jazzy drop, and that's the hook. There is no hook. It's just a doom, 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 hit the piano's hitting with the drums and the bass, and then it gets back into the simple keys and throughout the verses, and those keys are dark. You know, he's playing the black keys right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a different tone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Credit too, though, even though you might not have liked the AI rollout, the AI rollout was a damn good move though, bro. Whatever stand of points you are on just AI, period. Me to have Pac and Snoop and be able to try and force this boy to come out and respond. And then on top of, at the end of the track, you talk your shit too as well, bro. That was a damn good move right there. I mean, the whole shit has been just entertaining, you know what I mean? And then that just dropped yesterday, he just not only going at Kendrick, he let them other motherfuckers know that's been talking that bullshit. Everything. He got a shot at Ross. He talking about the weekend and the allegations of the weekend.
I don't know if you caught
shit. 100%. This shit
I don't
fire. Motherfucker.
I don't know if you caught that line about ASAP Rocky. We call him Rakim.
Oh yeah, he told, and you know that's what Rihanna nickname is. That shit was fired in the motherfucker. He said because you drop, they gonna say it was mid, so you should have just stick to modeling. He fucked you up, bro.
But he was definitely salty over Rocky cuffing Rihanna though.
Oh, for sure.
He told him do the math. He said you might have been the first to fuck you might have fucked my baby mama first, but if you do the math, who was I fucking at the same time? He fucked him up, bro.
Yeah.
Every time. He was
and you know what? And that goes back to because see, here's another thing that I want to say when it comes to the rap that influenced me growing up. You know what I mean? That raised me up the proper way. We didn't have these certain qualities like jealousy. You know what I mean? Like Drake has that. He has music where he's crying to the bitch. Oh, you're gonna go see him. You know what I mean? Like, listen, that's a different quality that I don't have from the music that I grew up on. So when I see him, like when he goes in on, you know what I mean? When he's talking about how I fucked your bitch and this and that like that, you know what I mean? This is the type of shit that he takes it, right? Because what do most wars? Helena Troy's launched 1,000 ships, bruh. It's always some bitch that's gonna make some shit go down, bruh. And Drake is all about that. And this is why he's in this fucking conundrum he's in. And he likes the 2081. He likes to be a victim.
That's another angle that Kendrick took on one of them songs last night. Is like, look, bruh, you got a rat in your circle that's telling me this information. A lot of them niggas don't like how you move. A few of them niggas want you out the picture, and a few of them niggas only fuck with you because they do the same shit. Man, that nigga broke that shit down, bro.
I forgot he dropped 2 joints yesterday. That's right.
Yeah.
He got the 616, and then he got the Meet the Grams.
But you got to think, right? When you're an artist, I think when Kendrick speaks to that, when you're an artist of that magnitude or whatever, and you're on the top of the game, where's your offspring? Where's the artist that's supposed to be coming out up under you and dropping bangers? You know what I'm saying? When Jay-Z got on a certain level, you know, it was Rock La Familia. When 50 came out, it was G Unit. Cam with the Dipset.
Yeah, Tupac and the Outlaws.
It's just Drake.
No, I gotta disagree with you on that. Okay, Drake has known to shelf niggas, sign niggas, shelf niggas, because he got
Party Next Door.
He got the Division. He got
Party Next Door.
What's my other boy's name? Maji Jordan. He
he had 600.
Huh?
Remember he had 600 from the rack.
600 Breezy. On my mama. But
600 never signed with Drake.
Oh, he never did? Okay.
My thing with Drake though in the OVO record label.
The OVO sweatshop, you mean?
Huh? The sweatshop. My main thing is though, the nigga, I'm King R&B, bro. And Party Next Door is one of the best R&B artists ever right now, bro. 100%.
Yeah, he write a gang of people shit for the last 10 years. I mean,
the Party has he's written hits. Probably wrote a lot of Drake hits.
He wrote work. So he wrote work with Rihanna and Drake. That was supposed to initially be him.
Lambo on my mama.
He gave that to Drake.
You got to give Drake.
Drake might have just took that. I ain't gonna lie.
His Next Door, and I'm an R&B fan. He might not got no hip hop or no rap artist that he put forth and took off their career, but the nigga Party Next Door though, nigga, is one of the most talented R&B artists there is in out right now, bro.
You know what's fucked up? I just thought of something right now because I remember Joe Budden had a bar. He said, show up to a party next door with noise ordinance, right? But like people forget that he basically dropped an EP going in on Drake, and this wasn't that long.
That was when podcasting was early.
Yeah, man.
But see,
because he was still like one foot in the music game type shit.
You see, the thing about being a ghostwriter is that if you're not seen or heard from, it's like you never existed.
Yeah, hence the term ghost, right?
Exactly.
Or else you just be a writer.
You know what I'm saying? So you could say that, yeah, he's one of the most talented, but we don't see him, we don't hear from him. So who is he? When's the last hit that people heard from him? It was Come and See Me. Like, you know, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like, and my whole thing, Party Next Door. My whole thing is that these artists, like I said, when dudes came out, they had their crew and they helped blow their crew up and get them out there. I don't hear artists that are directly signed to Drake that's out there really turning up from up under that banner.
No, you ain't lying.
Like, if they being used for ghostwriting, that's supposed to be secondary to them getting put out as an actual artist. Because you see, some people, what I noticed in the game is, because Drake ain't the only one that did it. It's some people that sign cats just to extract everything out of them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
They'll if you're like, say you're a producer, like look at Lil Jon. Lil Jon at one point, you could tell when he stopped making the beats, he just started putting his name on it because now you got a team of producers that he didn't sign under his wing. DJ Khaled, Diddy, all these guys, it's all the same thing. They're producers, but you know what I'm saying? It's really just them doing the, all right, let's drop the bass here. You're really just doing arrangements. You're executive now. I'm executive producer. You know what I mean? Like, you feel me? Like it just be like that. You know what I mean? Or you get signed and they put in-house in front of it. So like, I'm a producer. So now you're an in-house producer. Oh, I'm a writer. Boom, in-house writer. Where it's like, this is what you're signed for. Even like everything. Kid Cudi was basically that for Kanye. You know what I mean? But what's fucked up is that because Kid Cudi didn't know that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just like because you're only strong as the people that you have in your circle. So if your team is starving and you're the only one really out there, really popping, how strong is your team? You know what I'm saying? How strong are you? You know what I mean? So, that's the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but that's not Drake's situation though. He sit at the top. He is the money man. You know what I mean? And Tino saying, I don't know who said Drake did some gangster shit. I ain't never known Drake to do no gangster shit.
Yeah, me neither.
Gangster shit.
Drake would always be like, don't let my friend do it.
That's like what Kendrick said. We don't like what Drake talked that gang. We like the Drake with the community. We don't like what he said.
Just let me wave my hands and sing songs, and it won't be a threat.
Everything. That's that.
Wow.
He said, let me just sing and wave my hands. You know what I mean?
Oh my
Hey, the best though is that, like, because we're gonna see the most petty. Like, when you talk about the quintessential good versus evil, it's always gonna be subjective. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, there's always gonna be someone who thinks that what they're doing is justified, and then someone that would think that's evil, and the other person might think it's good. And in this case, it's clear cut. You got the guy whose drop is 666, and then you got the other guy who's always talking about considering what God considers and trying to, live righteously and all these biblical references. So you right now you're gonna see the most petty demon time Drake ever. I mean, even the gunshots and the things, it's like, oh, come on, Drake. Like,
and that song that Drake just dropped was highly disrespectful. It's way too though.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what's funny though? Hey, what did Kendrick do? He dropped.
Right. And
numerous times, 3 times this week.
Not even be his. It could be the partners.
You ain't lying.
Free.
I mean, this fool, think about this. When all this shit started going down, real shit, Drake sold his house in LA.
Is that right?
Yeah, he's like, I'm about, the one that I don't want to say my pool's bigger than Ye's, but my pool's bigger than Ye's or whatever. Remember that bar?
What in Calabasas?
Yeah, he sold that shit. Cause it's like, think about this, like, I mean, Kendrick said, "Yeah, I'm Mr. Extortion. As soon as you hop off that plane, bitch." You know what I mean?
And
Because here's a guy who has the people. You know how many people's out there that's hungry? If he wanted, Drake could be like, all the gangs, I got 100. He could easily be like, I got 100 bands on anybody. You know what I mean?
Oh, Drake said he stepped off the plane in the song last night. I stepped off the plane already. Oh, I mean,
wearing all his jewels.
We in this real time moment right now, and they all responding I think you said that, Bogey, that they man, look, bro, this is
hey, the best is like when Drake drops that one joint. And remember in Drop and Give Me 50, that was the little end rollout, right? He's like, I just want to keep it PG, which was ill too, because like PG-13, but like also like that's PG lane is Kendrick shit. And I want to point that out too, because Kendrick, all the stuff he was talking about, oh, you're under the splits and this and that, you can't even drop whenever you want to drop type of shit. Hey, drop and give me 50, all those references because he used to be signed. Now he got his own shit, so he can drop at will, and he is. So it's kind of funny, like he's getting what he asked for. And so when Drake drops last night, I'm watching Act. Oh my God, this is my GOAT. Well, he's going crazy like he does. And then he's like, oh, Kendrick dropped another one. Like he couldn't fucking believe it, bro. And I was dying so hard in real time, like, oh shit.
So when Kendrick responded to the splits last night, Drake also responded to Kendrick responded to it, and Drake said that my last deal was 400, and that was a low ball. Oh my God. But also, damn, I just lost my second point, bro. Oh fuck, I fucking forgot, bro. Oh man, I'm burnt right now. Hey, shout out to my nigga Hefe, man. Hard to start right there, man. What a Buffalo right there. That's my
shout out to Hefe.
Here, man. 100%, man. Top of the morning, my nigga.
Yeah, top of the morning. Hey, but hey, listen, man. I ain't gonna lie to you because another moment in time where I knew I agreed with somebody more than I ever did was when I saw DMX on the Breakfast Club back in the days when they asked him about, because remember during this time they would always ask like elder statesman artists, what do you think about the current state of hip hop? And then they asked about Drake, and he said, I don't like the way he walks, I don't like the way he talks, I don't like the way he dresses, all that shit. I don't like nothing about it. Because I've always been a Drake hater, and when I hear Kendrick say things like, and I hate this, I hate that about you, which is like out of character in him, but he's being sarcastic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like even in the joint last night, he said, I don't even have a hating bone in my body. You know what I mean? It's just basically too easy to body this motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think it just, hip hop needed that breath of fresh air. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's gonna make artists start putting out. We're getting back to the lyricism in hip hop, and not so much people just making songs for the club, because that shit has been played out.
And the one that Drake dropped last night, if he puts that one out legitimately, because they never put out the Drop and Give Me 50 or the AI shit got pulled down. So Drake, if he puts that one out, that one's gonna get spins. You know what I mean?
Hey, that nigga said
he did put it out.
Hey,
he put it out on Spotify.
That nigga said the cease and desist is for bitches. We can't believe nothing you say. Hey, it's real time responses. And see, the thing is, yesterday I was out working the whole motherfucking day. So, and my fucking phone broke. My main phone broke, so I ain't had no phone in a damn near a day and a half. It seemed, well, it's still hella early right now here out on the West Coast.
So you didn't. So right when you got a first chance, you heard them joints.
Bro, I was off the fucking iPad, still off the iPad right now. 100% in a phone with Wi-Fi. With my other phone, my other phone, I got the Wi-Fi, so I get to slide through my apps and shit.
And I love the day and age we are living in to see an epic battle of this of epic proportion, as they would say, right? Because we can see it in real time. We don't gotta wait and go through the record company bullshit that with these two artists specifically. Because these two artists, they're at the point where they own all their shit, so they can fire at will. You know what I mean? Before we had to wait, Nas took 6 months, whether it took him that long to write, whatever the case may be, because he was about to drop an album. It's like, all right,
And you had to go buy the album. That's right.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Had to buy that album.
This is dope.
Yeah, this is dope.
Yeah. Now we definitely needed it though.
Highly
You know what I'm saying?
agree with
You
you,
know.
bro.
And I am a Drake hater, so like no matter what, bro, I'm gonna be like
Kanye said, the elimination of Drake is needed.
Hey, bro, Drake said what's funny is like self-deprivation is kind of key in battling, you know what I mean? And like and so like when he says, "Oh, the white boy, it has a nice ring to it," and then he said something along the lines of, "Because they be waving a white flag."
The Ross war too, though. He fucked Ross up with the CO shit twice in the same bar, but in different ways.
He said that the Ozempic got jealousy side effects or something.
But Kendrick said Drake got the Ozempic too, though.
That's why if you look at the artwork of the Kendrick joint, it got his name on the prescription.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, if you zoom in.
I seen the artwork, but I couldn't.
Oh, okay. I thought that was gonna be like some perks or something.
Nah, that's for Ozempic. If you zoom in on that blow picture up, yeah, you see the name next to the
bottle on the cover is Drake's dad's bottle.
Oh, it is.
Oh shit! Now we got to look at what kind of med. Tino, look what kind of meds is it? Because if it's like, because remember he threw the dementia and the Parkinson's thing out there. You know what I mean?
And see, that was a thing for 40, the dad, and I think something about the mom.
Yeah, I think the mom has like early signs of Parkinson's or something like that.
And 40 got this shit too, though. He talked about 40 because 40 got some type of
yeah, he got I forget what it's called exactly, but he has some type of it's some type of dementia though. You know what I mean?
That nigga said the artwork is at Drake's house. The mole took the pic. That's the receipt to his BBL. That's being played right now.
I mean, even the glove on Euphoria. First of all, Euphoria, the Euphoria had all these references, but then even 616 alone, like you got to do like some homework to understand like the several shots that Kendrick is sending. Like the 616 one, that one was funny because it was going again with the 666 Drake shit, right? You know, he dropped Euphoria on 2000 on June 6th,
Father's Day
2016.
when you told me it was had me crying.
Yeah, the 616 the Canadian Father's Day, right? And then obviously 616 being the late great Pac's birthday. You know what I mean?
Oh my mama.
That's kind of crazy because the fact that all those lined up that he could find it real quick, that's kind of means something.
I think he been had that. I think he been had that in the clip, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know,
I never
just dropping it one by one. Yeah.
You know what though? And what matters, this is where Mav Hoffa could kill him right now. And I hate to throw this out. He needs a podcast with nothing but battle rappers right now on his shit. And go ahead and
decipher who they think is winning this thing.
They got a lot right now to jump on a podcast and kill shit right now, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
And I like that you said that Math, specifically because he comes from the battle rap scene, and like it's just like I don't want to hear I would weigh more on someone's opinion that I know is credible in some way or shape or form, right? So okay, battle rappers, I think I would like their opinion more than the random Twitter user Drake Hive. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, but the thing is that, man, I done heard so many breakdowns. I don't even think it would really have an impact of them trying to break it down all over again. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm talking about as far as they just come on and just straight up say who they think win.
You know? Oh yeah, for sure.
Wars too, though. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I think the way that the approach and just how Tino is telling us about the artwork and shit like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's a deeper level of how this shit is, and with it being a battle and them being that's how what they what they do all the time, bro. You know, I would just love to hear, how what their opinions is of how the different is being.
You know, Drake, he was on that URL scene. He used to be like a judge for these things and shit. Like when he used to try to attach himself, but he ain't never battled. But bro, if him and Kendrick actually had a battle like that and be like, maybe put 50 million up or something, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that would be fucking dope.
Oh my mama, because Drake was supposed to battle Mook. Drake, because that's how he's
he
tried to battle
Murder
Mook, and of course he didn't want to get bodied by Mook, bro.
Yeah, but Murder Mook is his people's though. Him and Drake have been they've been
for sure. That's his connection to that whole scene.
100%, bro. K-Dot Benny. We seen his videos of YouTube on K-Dot in the Nicholson Gardens, free battle rapping niggas. You know, he been doing this ever since he was a young nigga. You know what I mean? So that's why this is a big moment, because they both are fans of this shit and they both don't fuck with each other, bro.
And then you can have all your little goons on each side. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Thing, Tino, on my mama.
The thing
and it shall be televised.
The thing with this joint, like, I feel like people haven't heard a direct battle in so long that, you know, we'll just take something because it's good, but it didn't give me the same feeling as like a 50 Cent and Ja Rule, you know what I'm saying, or like a Nas and Jay, you know what I mean, or like Seagull and Jadakiss. Like it didn't give me the same feeling, but I do respect it though, you know what I'm saying. It's good, but I just don't think it's great.
But the only thing with Ja, it got physical. It got physical, bro.
I mean,
it was physical
in the beginning.
Before the rap shit, before 50 got on. It was already, it was already stirred up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 50's infamously through the shot heard worldwide. Remember, like, first, because they had Jack, it was one of 50's mans had took Ja's chain. And then they're in the club, he sees Fifth with dude. So then now they're in the lobby in some studio, and then Ja's there with his people, Fifth by himself. And he says, hey, let me holler at you. And so he goes over to the holler, and I'm like, all right, let me about to straighten shit out. And then 50 just steals off on him. Boom! And runs.
That happened in Atlanta.
That was in Atlanta? Okay.
Yeah, that happened in Atlanta.
And that's pretty much after that. They would find out where they're in the studio. Because for what it's worth, people don't know Ja Rule and them and Black Child, or who was it? What's his name? Is it Black Child?
Cadillac Time, Black Child.
Yeah, they ran up. They found out where their studio session was booked and ran up in that jump. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was after the fact, but
that was after 50 stole off of him. Yeah.
But see, what happened before was Ja had got robbed by somebody. You know what
that's what I just said. They took his chain and shit.
Yeah, so 50 was standing next to the dude that robbed Ja.
Yeah.
So when 50 went to reach out, to get some dap, Ja kind of looked at him like, you know what I'm saying? But my thing was, if you felt something, the cat that robbed you is standing right here.
Yeah,
you could just get at him. So that's what 50 was kind of confused, because it's like, if son robbed you, he's right here. You could give him that energy right now. What you giving me that energy for? You know what I'm saying? But I think I think with Ja, he allowed that to take him out of his element. You know what I'm saying? Because if he would have stayed, and I think to be honest, I think Drake and a lot of newer artists learn from that. Like, you don't jump all the way out of your element to try to go in somebody else's arena, because the chances is not going to be on your side. You know what I'm saying? And Ja Rule wasn't no gangster. He was a hit maker. So you try to jump in the gangster arena with dudes that really did that and could really rap, you get mixed up. You know what I'm saying? But even with like Beans and Jada, like, that was
it can really go down.
That was nasty, man. Like, not just the lyrical part of it though.
And they're both, and you know what I mean. And they're at the time too. You would hear the stories about Beans really handling business. You hear the stories about the Locks really poking motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like, it was really going down during that era. So it wasn't just rap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I just like the rap part of it. It was
the lyricism of it.
You know what I'm saying? It was aggressive. You didn't really have to think about it. It's like it gave you that feeling like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like this was good. You know what I'm saying? We haven't heard nothing in a while, so it was good, but I just don't feel like it's on the level of battles that I used to hit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
we'll never get that. We won't get the ethers.
Never say never.
Oh
yeah,
no.
I mean, and
never
Drake,
say never.
I mean, Drake could all the way just
Because if a nigga play with Conway, you gonna get that.
You gonna get that, huh?
You gonna get that.
Yeah, hell yeah. He's
Boy,
the real boogeyman in
Benny
rap,
the
if you
Butcher,
ask me.
you gonna get that.
Yeah, I fuck with Conway.
Hey, Freddie Gibbs already got it. They got that on video.
Yeah, that was I'm talking about like, just lyrical wise, like I don't even know too many cats that could play with Conway the Machine.
Yeah, Conway.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, Conway was
Conway is nasty, man. Like
he's right out of time. He's right out of time, right? Like he's like a warrior from like the gladiator days. You know what I mean? The days that we grew up loving. Because he's that age. He's like 40 something. You know what I mean?
Conway is so quick with the bars. Like, oh man, like he's nasty with it, man. And then the beats that he rhyme on is crazy. Like, it's certain cats in hip hop that niggas don't want no problems with. You know what I mean? Because it's gonna be a massacre.
The Machine, bitch.
Yep.
And the whole with the you know what I mean, when he got shot in the neck and then you know what I mean, he lost. You know, he had to regain his whole. Like his story is wild. It's not cap. You know what I mean? That's another thing.
Buffalo is rough, man.
Fuck yeah.
Buffalo, New York is rough, man. That's not no.
My dog Hefe. He from Buffalo.
Yeah, he's from the east side of Buffalo too.
Yeah, Buffalo is rough, man. Like, I had an ex that stayed up there, man. Buffalo is definitely rough. You know what I mean? But it's certain cats like that's what I be wanting to see. I be wanting to see the cats that really, really go hard on that mic, really get into it with somebody. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
and do you think?
like,
let me ask you a question, Slim. Do you think that Kendrick got one of those coming? Like one of those for real, like aggressive, the shit that we're used to hearing from Kendrick. Like right now, he's kind of like on some therapist shit, like talking to Drake like he's a therapist too. You know what I mean?
I think Kendrick is a little limited when it comes to that. I think that he's a great artist, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like he's missing is his raps. A dude that came up in Compton banging that can actually really, really rap, his rhymes are gonna hit a little harder than Kendrick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They could be on the same level lyrically, right? But his bars are gonna hit harder because that struggle was really there. Not to say Kendrick ain't going through, not to take nothing away from him, but
yeah, he wasn't out there running around.
It's a certain type of grittiness that, you know what I mean, that like even when Game did 300 bars, you know what I'm saying? That was one of the nastiest diss records I heard in a while when I heard 300 bars. You know what I mean?
That's what.
And
I love
me some 50.
RJ? Who was he going in on that one? On just everybody?
Nah, he was going at fifth.
By fifth, okay,
yeah,
because that one was nasty. The one where he was on the bus in the video.
Hey, the Grammys is rigged though. K-Dot did deserve it.
Yeah, I think
the Grammys are always going to be the more artsy, crafty, like, you know what I mean? That's why when you always hear a best album of the year and you're like, who the fuck is that? Like, you know what I mean? Because you don't, it's always just whatever they feel like is culturally different.
And you know what? And not to really just put it all on Kendrick, I just feel like hip hop, when it comes to lyricism at a high level, it's missing that grittiness. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's missing it's one ingredient that is missing that would really just, you know what I mean? Because the cast that's really street right now, they lyrically not up there like that. And then the cast that's really up there lyrically, they not really that street.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're the J. Coles and the Drakes of the world.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But if you have a combination of both, if you have an artist that embodies both, Oh man,
That's sauce. That's sauce.
That will
Sauce
wake the whole industry up, bro. Like,
he really from the shit though. I fuck with Sauce. Nigga, Sauce,
oh,
he really
Sauce,
from
yo,
the shit.
yo,
Mozzie with the
Sauce
shit.
is
Just
so
now, I'm not
nasty,
even.
bro. Like,
I'm not gonna be a hometown hero, but my
No, yeah,
dog Mozzie,
Mozzie spit that shit.
really rap, and he really from the shit though.
And,
But you know,
everybody
you know
go
what
check it
but
out. It's available on all streaming platforms. Prime One.
Let him know
Ivory.
again, Bogey.
Definitely.
Yeah, this shit. Just look up Prime One Ivory featuring Bogart, Scott-Free, and Mozzie.
Oh my
man.
But you know, the
Brody,
thing with and that's the thing with this era of music, right? Is that you got the Conways, the Bennies, the Sauces, the Mozzies. For some reason, I feel like they don't get the shine that I feel like they should get for how complex they are lyrically. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's the part about music I don't like. I don't know if people kind of like shadow ban them. You know how they do one. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's that or what, but I feel like they deserve way more accolades than what they get for what they bring. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's also going to be about placement, in my opinion, right? Because the powers that be, like for example, when Jay was in there, you know, he positioned Ross and Jeezy. So then that opened and T.I. and it opens up. Now they're going to spawn the next generation of this street shit, this trap shit, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we don't really have that right now.
But I feel
there's a big machine behind.
You know what I mean? You're right about
this
that.
Type of artist, you know what I mean?
You're right about that. But I feel like the artists that can be those, like when you look at like Drake and Kanye, they can put the bag behind these artists and let them just, you know what I'm saying, really hit that pinnacle. But I feel like today's top rappers that got the bag like that, I feel like they're a little selfish. You know what I mean? They don't want to feel like they don't want to put somebody that could potentially pass them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you ain't lying.
The last one that was Wayne.
Wayne. That's the last one that did that was Wayne.
Brought the world Drake.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But see, the thing was Wayne was selfless with it. He didn't
100%.
care if Drake was better than him. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? This is
Ross
my
did it too in a
contribution.
way too, though. Ross did it in a way too, though, because what's my boy from DC? My boy DC Wale had shit.
Wale.
He could really do his thing. And Meek at a certain point in time really had the whole streets. Everybody from every hood wanted to hear what Meek Mill was talking
Flower
about.
bomb.
Yeah, but I feel like you know, dudes got to make their contribution to the game.
Right here. Damn good point, Tino.
Yeah, that's
I
right
can't read
too.
it because it's sideways for me.
Women
right
don't
too.
buy those records.
Oh yeah, for real though.
Yeah, that's true. Because I remember somebody was arguing me down about the locks, and I was like, "Yo."
Oh, you know, Mary J's the one that really put them on first, or at least got them noticed, right?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, like so because Mary was already in there with Puff, and she's from Yonkers, so these are her boys. You know what I mean? She's the kind of the one that gave them the little alley oop, and they were the warlocks, and then they were like drop the war on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I remember my partner.
And I think they got in there as writers initially too.
Yeah, I remember my partner was arguing me down about the locks, and I asked him. I said, okay, but I said, when's the last locks record you bought? And he went silent. And I say, see, that's the problem. You argue me down about how this is your favorite rapper, but you're not buying the records.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you ain't lying, bro. Because like I got some favorites. Like Gucci Mane is one of my favorites. Anything he drops, I'm on it. You know what I mean? Just at minimum to check it out. Because if I like it, throw it on my Gucci Mane list, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you feel me? Like like when I came across Pooh Shiesty, I was mad as fuck when he got locked up because I was like, man, this is one of my favorite new artists.
That's
right. Even Vaughn, like I never really fucked with the drill shit, but Vaughn was dope. You know what I mean? Dirk was dope, but when Vaughn died, I was like, damn, that really sucked. Because his music was actually hitting. You know what I mean?
Vaughn was decent and Vaughn was believable.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
It was the truth. So I was like, I be fucking with Tay Savage just because of that too. Like he ain't. Here's how I'm wired. Like someone like Tay Savage, he ain't really lyrically at all that tight. But
Nah,
because
but
he's
his
hella
brother,
credible,
Young Pappy,
I fuck with it. You know what I mean?
his brother, Young Pappy, was that
Oh, he
nigga,
be
man.
gassing.
Young Pappy was that nigga, man.
Yeah, Young Pappy was gassing.
He was a star, man. He was a star. I just watched him rap a cappella, no beat, all that. Like he was a star,
Yeah, because
man.
remember back in the days, they would just film the shit, bro. They just film this shit in the jacks, or even just on the block.
Yeah, definitely. I remember that, man. Pappy was that nigga, man. You know, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, I you know, it's shaping up, man. I'm just glad that the lyrical aspect of the game is coming back, man, and niggas is, because it'll just make for better music in general, music with substance. It don't mean that everybody got to be going at it or whatever the case may be, but just make better music. You know what I'm saying? You know, make songs that got some substance. You know what I mean? You know, that's what I want the game to have right now. You know what I'm saying? Enough of the you know, joints for the club, and you know what I mean. It's like, come on, bro. That should get tiring after a while, man.
Yeah, where it's like as a fan of music growing up myself, even way before I started making music, I wasn't traveled. So it's like I never went to New York until I did go. But before that, I felt like I knew it because I listened to an artist and they were that dope that they'll be able to paint me this picture of this place. You know what I mean? And like you know, at one point or another, sometime in before the color hair era, where it was like, okay, no one sounds regional no more. You know, you got New York making trap joints, you know, and auto tune shit, and then you got Florida and Atlanta. They all sound like they're one style, and then it's all like Future's offsprings. You know what I mean? Like we went through like 10 years of that for real.
Yeah, the internet caused that, because back then you had to travel to a state to actually see you know, they swagger. You know what I'm saying? How they move around. If an artist came out from that state, you had to actually travel there to see, you know, how they moved around. Like, you know what I mean? You know, now you get to see it on the internet, so people could just take somebody else's swagger and run with it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, even like man, when I used to go down to SoCal all the time, and if I just said hella, they would know. Oh, you from the Bay?
100%.
Or you're from North Cal? You from North Cal? Because that's where hella comes from. But then, even just something simple as hella in the past 20 years, everybody says hella now.
Everybody says now.
You know what I mean? Like it's just, you know.
Yeah.
And that's another thing too, is like, cause everything's more universal, like you said, because of social media and all that shit, man. Like these eras, and so I'm just glad to see something close to the era I grew up on, like something that like, and hopefully, because you got the two biggest stars, hopefully this will drive. I mean, look at Chris Brown, he was gassing. Like, I want like there should be a thirst. There should be a thirst for like this type of shit from the fans now, and we'll open up the market for individuals like myself who make music, where I tend to want to do things where I'm just chopping, man. I'm just chopping game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
but see, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you,
I'd rather just do that.
I'm gonna tell you why Chris Brown prevailed in that whole situation, because Chris Brown been a writer for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Just because he chose the R&B route doesn't mean that he can't, you know, he can't write some raps, and you know what I'm saying? It's just he's sticking to his lane. And the thing with Quavo is Chris Brown is not supposed to be able to step into your arena and do what you do better than you. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Because you can't step into Chris Brown arena and outdo him in R&B. So how the hell did you able to step into?
He tried to get the takeoff verse. Rest in peace, takeoff, by the way. But he puts the takeoff verse in there to try to add some up to it, and it just fell flat because
that was whack.
Gassed.
Sorry, that wasn't all that.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Nah. And you see, like a lot of these rappers, you know, when they get put to the test, you know, you better keep your pen sharp, man, because you get put to the test, man.
I remember I saw this. Okay, I was a big fan of XXX Tentacion, but this was only after I saw an interview of him on No Jumper, and this is probably the first time I even saw like a No Jumper shit for real. But
early days.
Yeah, and he was like, And then XXXTentacion was like, bruh, you know, you still got to know the roots. And he just started gassing. And then he was like, you got to have bars. Like, you got to rap for real. You got to all that first before, you know what I mean? Like, and I was like, okay, youngster. You know what I mean? And he was spitting though. You know what I'm saying? And then when he asked, then they asked him, he said, who else is coming up that you think like of this that could really actually spit for real, like the essence of hip hop? He said Juice WRLD. You know what I mean? Because apparently Juice WRLD has stupid gas too. I ain't never been privy to it because they did most of the emo shit, the singing and shit. That was the music they put out. But it was imperative. He made a point that it was imperative when you were getting in this rap shit, you gotta be able to rap too, for real. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I like how Breezy did that though. You know what I'm saying? Like how he did that though. You know?
I mean, Breezy ain't no punk, man.
And it showed that he, you know, when you gotta be talented, man. Like, you know, Breezy talented, man. Like a lot of these dudes just getting on because they popular or they, you know, they know the right producers or they sign a deal or they catch a wave. Like, you know, you gotta be talented, man.
Make a song.
Yeah.
I mean, even for cats like Domingos specifically, like you know, what was polarizing about them is because then for like 6-7 years, goddamn everybody rapped with that.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man. Ain't nobody listening to that no more.
That perfectly, bro.
That was the Snoop shit, remember?
Fuck, bro.
I'm like, damn, man. Like, I refuse to bend to the fucking like when it comes to adapting. That was one thing. It was like, nah, I'm not adapting to because I saw it happen around me. Other artists that still, you know, that were pushing their music, but then at one point it was like, now you sound like Domingos now. You know what I mean? Or coming out sounding like something. You know, I think the era that we grew up on, being that it was the individuals was heralded. You know what I mean? Because then once you got put on, then other companies would come, record companies, they're gonna find foods that.
Yeah, you had to put yourself on.
Exactly.
You know, nobody was just jumping behind, putting a bag behind you because you got one single. You had to really hit them hard. And be like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think I'm gonna put something behind this dude. You know what I mean? You know, now it's just, you know, people get popular on the internet and they drop 1 or 2 songs and all of a sudden they get a record deal and it's like, you know what I'm saying?
And they're giving them 360 Jones right out the gate too, and they're
oh
like,
yeah, they definitely
they'll give
jerking.
them like 50 bands up front, and then be like, yes.
Yeah, the game messed up because the only way artists can really make money is through like, you know, shows and appearances and stuff like that. Because you don't even know where the streaming money going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know?
your little 12% that the artists get, that shit get broken down too. You know what I mean? It is crazy how people don't realize that. That's why, like, I think that's why that's part of the whole Drake flex here too. Is that because like he's not just selling, like he's hit the type of deal like 400 million. So that would make it, you know, the next 10 years or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if you guys noticed, but in the past 5-6 years, it became a thing where artists are selling their catalogs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like Future, he just before he dropped that Hendrix and remember he dropped like a double joint a year ago. So before he dropped those joints, he had sold his catalog for like 75 M's. You know what I mean?
I remember that.
Yeah, and then now moving forward, he's just starting another catalog now. That's gonna be working.
I think
Kanye sold his joint for like a couple $100 million, something like that.
I think that the reason why they're doing that is they I guess and this is just an opinion, you know what I mean? I think that they figure over the time it's not going to have the same replay value. So it's like, while it's still valued up there, let me sell a part of it or half of it, some people the whole thing, and cash out. And I could take that money and, you know, put it into something else or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know, yeah.
I mean, and then there's other stories like Britney Spears where she ain't never had her joint, and someone just willy-nilly selling it out, bid, you know, to the highest bidder.
Yeah. Because Slim Thug was against it.
Michael Jackson did that shit in the 80s, right? Who did he buy? He bought the Beatles shit?
Mm. Yeah. That's when he took over Sony. Yeah, he had owned 50% of Sony. So he had the Beatles, he had Little Richard, Tevin Campbell. You know, he had a slew of artists publishing.
Oh shit!
He gave Little Richard back his publishing free of charge.
Nice, that's decent.
Yeah, because Mike's whole thing was to beat the regime at their own game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was his whole became his whole focus.
Because Sony was always his home.
Yeah, but it wasn't just that. They was robbing him, and he wanted to reverse the game on him.
Oh, so he bought them.
Yeah.
So it's like the inverse of what Prince did.
Something like similar. You know, they both was fighting against the regime.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Hey, Prince was dope though, because I think it was like a 6-album deal. He puts out like these makeshift albums, and then boom, as soon as he was free, he drops the real shit.
Yeah,
and that shit went crazy
because he didn't want them benefiting off of him.
Exactly.
More, you know, off of his stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I feel him on that. You know, but that's a bigger fight. That's a I don't feel like. I feel like you know people got to look at that and continue that fight. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I hate Drake so much, because he's on the other side of this argument where he is lockstep with fucking Lucifer over there. What's his name?
Lucian Reigns, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and since, from the jump, when he signed with Cash Money, which was a sub company to Universal, you know what I mean? He signed. Oh, his deal was special because he was signed to Cash Money, Young Money, but he had all his publishing through owned through him through Universal itself. So he's always, every time he renews his deal, is like direct.
No, I don't think that was the case with Cash Money. I think he.
No, I'm talking about for Drake specifically.
Nah, I don't think that was the case. I think
he's one of the only guys that owns all his publishing from the jump.
I don't think he owns all of it though, because Baby is not going to give up that publishing that easy. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do it for the Hot Boys. He definitely ain't doing it for Drake and Young Money. And he was the parent company to Young Money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I remember there was a point where
he didn't get Wayne his money or his
exactly.
Or his publishing. I mean, they had to go to court for it.
All right. So what makes you think that he's gonna?
I'm gonna do more research on that, because you got me thinking too. Because you're right. Birdman would be like that. Nah, Playboy.
See, because from what I remember, Drake had to go and he had to finish out that deal with Cash Money Universal, and he had to go and get new distribution for his label imprint, which is OVO.
Yeah.
So he can drop under his own label with his own distribution.
So I would imagine this was somewhere maybe 2012-ish.
Yeah, because if you look at the old albums, like the old albums still got Cash Money on it. Cash Money,
that's
Cash
like,
Money, Young
I was
Money.
gonna say, so whether it was like Thank Me, I guess there was
Thank Me Later and all that. Yeah, they still own all that.
Yeah, because honestly too, but during those times, it'd be like a 3-album deal. It wouldn't be nothing crazy. You know what I mean? That's usually the standard deal.
3 to 5.
Yeah, 3 to 5. Because when I was running around trying to get deals, it was like we didn't want PMD. You know what I'm saying? Promotion, marketing, distribution, like all of it. Because we were independent. We just wanted distribution to get us out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Type of shit. You know what I'm saying? But then they're like, nah, you're like, what's your marketing? And we're like, MySpace. The MySpace was booming back in the days, right? But see, this is when you're an independent artist at the time, though, before like the real big social media blow up. Now I remember this is
MySpace.
2000. Like I'll tell you this much, bro.
I got on
2008, bro. And we were sitting in there in Universal, sitting with an A&R, and he was breaking it down how like, yeah, y'all should be looking for PMD. You know what I mean? He's like,
see, I think
your whole entire joint and be like, okay, what do we do with these?
I think it depends on your situation. I think if you're not to that level yet, then you should be independent. But I think once you get to that level where you start to get known and you wanna you want to expand and be more, global, I think then, a distribution deal would suit you better. You know what I'm saying?
Like right now, Empire's like is the big one right now for independence. You know what I mean? Like remember how Koch was for a while? Empire's that right now, but Empire's hella big. And my guys over here.
King Von was on Empire.
Yeah, I'm saying my guys over here in SAC, the ones I'd be rocking with, they got their distribution through Empire. But see, this the thing is it's just about match. They'll just match whatever money you put into your own shit. That's pretty much
what. It's crazy, yo. Empire got a lot of artists that passed away, like King Von. I think Mo3 was through Empire, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're owning any type of publishing, they're probably worth more with dead. I mean,
Young Dolph.
Like they signed a bunch of Chicago artists because unfortunately that's just that you know what I mean. It was that real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. So but like I said, it just depends on your situation. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're willing to put the work in and secure your own your own distribution situation, then you might as well stay independent. You know what I'm saying?
But that's why a lot of these artists right now don't mind not being in the industry or top of the food chain of the industry, because if you do it right, like one of the best independent artists ever is my boy
Kansas City
boy.
Tech Nine.
I know you're talking about
Tech Nine. Oh
Tech Nine.
I interviewed Tech Nine, bro. It's a legendary story about it. Ooh, it was awesome.
Oh my mama, that's later off camera.
Yeah, we'll save it for later.
Oh my mama, everything. But yeah, though, Tech Nine got the blueprint. Mac Dre had the E40.
Yeah, and I was just about to say, because Tech Nine, he's very vocal about when he came to the Bay. He was like, "Oh, this how y'all doing it? Okay, same thing like Master P. Like they got the independent strong from learning from the Bay."
Facts.
Yeah.
Hey, Tech Nine, like, bro, I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. Like growing up I'm in the East Side, San Jose. We would see Tech Nine bands everywhere. Like his street team was real, bro. And like I'd be in LA. This is probably like around 18, 19 years old. You see the Tech Nine bands. You know what I mean? I'm in the city. I'm in Frisco. You see the Tech Nine. They were everywhere, bro. I'm like, and so when I interviewed him, I asked him. He said, "Yeah, that's a real street team."
You got the interviewing?
Yeah, I used to work for a magazine called Worldwide West Side.
Oh, I think you did tell me that when we first told me that.
Yeah, it was an online magazine back in the days, and he ended up selling the joint, and somebody else they completely flipped that site, because back in the days it was all website driven shit. Like you get a website popping and then sell it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Finesse the game. Def Jam wanted to kill Freight. Unalive him, excuse me. Unalive Freight.
Yeah, that's a new word now.
That's a new word. The technically correct on this here YT. YT be on that wood, bro. They don't be playing, bro.
Hey, you ain't lying though.
Your T-Code, bro. Google's a monster, boy. You got to stay in their good graces, boy. You see how they did Fresh and Fit, everything.
Yeah, I mean, shit. I mean, I won't say any names, but I was part of another channel that also multi-streamed to my channel and got us demonetized.
Man, I'm telling you, they don't be playing, man.
They don't be playing, man.
Stay in good graces, right? Everything. Shout out to the people that watch the YT shit, man. Everything.
Yeah. YT, give me money.
I need to send y'all lunch one day when this motherfucker get monetized. If y'all help me get monetized, man, we go send y'all a box of donuts. It ain't gonna be a bunch of niggas in that office, but we'll send y'all some Christmas.
You feel me? Hey, they got a YouTube campus, I think, in the Bay too, right?
Yeah,
they got everything out there, bro.
Facts.
They got a camp. I'm sure they got a campus out there.
I believe it.
Yeah.
We'll go knock on the door if I get. I'm like, hey, bro, why you shadow ban me, bro? Hey, I got the homie, right? Real deal. I got the homie, and that's his name, Real Deal, right? Shout out to my boy Real Deal, aka Dilly the Kid. He's the type of dude. His name's Billy, but he get drunk and start using D's in front of everything. Hey, what we doing? Let's go get some deers and some ditches. And be like, it's Dilly. So, anyways, shout out to my man Dilly. He's a big wig. He moved up in the world on Facebook, right? And he's a motherfucker that like, yeah. So when he's one of them dudes that they do like this. They scan all the videos and flag shit. You know what I mean? So I asked him. I said, hey, whatever happened? Like, how do people get unshadow banned? And he's like, I'm gonna be honest, I've never heard of anyone getting unshadow banned once they get shadow banned.
Oh shit!
And I was like, oh, that's deep. And this is just Facebook, but I would imagine, like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
That's a whole movie right there. That's a whole ass movie right there. A YouTube channel that blows up and we get demonetized, and then the mission is we're gonna go to fucking the YouTube campus and we're gonna kick that door down.
Bro. I bet you motherfuckers that did that already, bro.
I mean, shit.
Hey, man, so went up there, bro. We got the whole Secret Service.
Hey, bro, why you flag my shit, bro?
It's like trying to get on Area 51. Hey, it's not gonna happen, bro. You're coming up there, and they got snipers from 100 miles away, bro.
It is crazy though, because like when somebody catch a wave on the YouTube shit, bro, we didn't seen it, you know what I mean? But also what is gratifying is like a lot of the channels that I've been watching for years, just watching them grow over time, and it's like, oh yeah, that shit possible. You know what I mean? You just gotta stay grinding, you know what I mean?
Trapdoor Ross is on Vlad, and he just said that he did before he did the big documentary on Vine, he did 3 small
he did like the Jay-Z one, right?
He did a Jay-Z one too, but he said the 3 small ones on Vine, they struck him, and they could have took his channel, but they negotiated, and all he had to do was take a small clip out on one of the documentaries about him and KI.
KI specifically, yeah.
Everything, and then but three strikes, your channel's done.
Yeah.
He called him the. You know what's crazy too is that there was another dude that did a documentary first, right? It was like the soft spoken assassin or something like that.
Yeah.
And then so he kind of took that and remixed it. It was like, oh, the first serial killer of rap. You know
that was Trap Geek. Trap Geek had his channel. Oh, everything. Yeah. Trap Geek, Mindful 6. That's a documentary of what's going on in the streets of Toronto. That's how I know about like Rexdale,
York,
Inch,
what's the jungle
neighborhoods out there. You know, it's fired up in Toronto too, though, bro.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even Drake says it himself. He doesn't feel safe in his own city. You know what I mean,
bro?
I mean, he's a big target.
Oh my mama!
Like, and if you're not taking care of everybody, like, you better have all the money in the world to just keep everybody at bay. You know what I mean?
But that's the thing. You can't take care of everybody.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Nigga, you got Pressa. You got the nigga top five. He was on the run for some shit. Man, it go down out there, bro. Pressa, he got Pressa is the one that did the shit to Kodak, or allegedly the shit to Kodak during Super Bowl weekend. Remember when Kodak got shot in the leg? His peoples that supposedly was tied in.
Words. Yeah, I never went down that rabbit hole.
My mama not fucking with the shit that go on. I mean, you got motherfucking what's the boy name? Oh fuck! I was just watching this shit yesterday or a couple of days ago about damn, I can't think, but it was just another documentary about some street shit in Toronto. Oh my mama! And no matter of fact, it was this shit about Act was talking about the Chinese,
the Sizzlack shit.
Oh my mama!
Yeah, that's why that bar is significant when he says, I mean, fried rice with the dip sauce and the blammy, Crody.
No,
hey, you know what? We got to touch on that real quick too, because man, like, I didn't know that was like a derogatory term that came from Toronto, right? But like, because when I looked it up, it's like it meant like some kind of oatmeal type substance, you know what I mean, type of dish with milk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I remember you said that.
Yeah, and I was like, yo, that shit was just funny because I'm like, you know what I mean? For someone like Kendrick, and I got to give the credit to my man, Likewise, if he out there in the chat. But, you know, Likewise pointed out, he's like, you know, it's kind of crazy that Kendrick's going that route because he's one of his earlier songs were like, fuck your ethnicity. Like, you know, the song was basically about like, you know, we're all people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like type of shit. You know what I mean?
Well, yep.
Facts, bro. Well, shit, man. Let's y'all got anything going out on this on the hip hop civil war and where we at? Do y'all got a score? Do you think we gonna get more music? Where you at?
I think it's always going to be subjective, and like I would say, Kendrick's winning on the standpoint of what I consider a winner out of a battle. You know what I mean? Someone lyrically dismantling someone where it has the replayability solely based on, for me, I'm trying to figure out everything he says so it can hit all the way hard. Then like Drake shit is like people are going to drive around their cars slapping that one. You know what I mean? And that one might even get into rotation. So people are going to say, oh, that one's the one. Because the other one, Drop and Give Me 50, that had that kind of back-to-back vibe. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, this one might, get on the radio type shit, but they never put that one out. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's probably because it didn't hit as hard as he thought it would. This one, because it got the catchy hook, and it is the rebuttal that everyone has been waiting for. Because at that point, the ball was in Drake's court, right? So now again, the ball's in Drake's court again, though, because I feel like there's just always constantly diffusing every time they drop one, you know what I mean, and the other one has to come back firing, and we might see a series of this.
I think it's needed. You know what I mean? The battle is needed. It's going. What's going to come out of this? It should be better music. You know what I'm saying? Because just raising the bar, everything is getting back lyrical. So I'm for it. You know what I'm saying? I got Kendrick one up. You know what I mean, on the lyrical side. Drake gonna do what he do when it comes to pop culture, and that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, definitely a great moment. What we had in hip hop for sure, definitely needed. Hopefully it do inspire other artists to go ahead and put the sporting gloves on and go ahead and call out whoever you want to call out. With just nothing but lyrical content, 100%. Songs wise. I love everything that's going on, even though I'm on record with the first round being mid. With the first go around when Ross dropped, when all that shit was going on. But now where we at right now, into this shit, it's some hot and heavy shit going on. With Drake dropped last night, but the fucking Meet the Grams, that shit is highly disrespectful, right? And to me, it's like fucking it's on top of Ether. It's not a one hitter quitter like Ether, but it's a disrespectful song, and that's what we're supposed to get in these moments. So yeah, I'm up. It's 1-0 to me. It's not, even though we got multiple songs, it's still 1-0.
Drake missed the opportunity to, when he go in on Ross, to say, "That's why I fucked you fat mother." You know what I mean? He could have did that though.
He did that
because he did. He for damn sure smashed one of his broads. You know what I mean?
Oh my mom.
Even Ross admitted that, but you know what I mean. But it's like, yo, he missed that opportunity to be like, people would have went gaga over that shit, bro. So, he did the hit him up shit.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I said.
It's funny though, cause I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I'll tell motherfucker Drake, I can't stand you, Drake, and then watch when he remixed one of my joints one day, I'm gonna have to pick him up.
No, fact.
Oh, that's so whack.
Yeah. Oh, fucking A. The shit, bro. That was another orange juice in the breakfast breakfast show. Damn it. Orange juice for breakfast morning show, bro.
The OJ in a blunt.
OJ in a blunt.
Everything. I had to spit it out. Bogey, talk to the people, big bro. Let them know what's going on, man.
Man, you know what I'm saying? We're a couple weeks fresh off this drop. Check it out wherever, on all streaming platforms, wherever you consume your music. Look up Bogart Scott-Free OMW. We also got that joint I mentioned earlier that we dropped with Mozzie. Look, that song's called Ivory. And then I got another single that I dropped out there called Can't Nobody Play With Me. And I got the Bruce Wayne tape dropping in a couple of weeks, actually. You know what I mean? So we're just hitting them over the head, bro. This has kind of been my plan when I came into this year. So I'm just going to be dropping shit every month.
Yes,
Yes, no. Oh, my mama, y'all make sure y'all go tap in with Big Brad. 100%. Slim, talk to the people, man. Let them know what's going on, Big Brad.
Hey, man, catch me on IG. You know what I mean? And I'll see you here next week. Keep it short and sweet.
Y'all make sure y'all stay safe out there. Y'all have a good weekend. Enjoy your weekend and shit. We gonna double back next week. Same time. We ain't going nowhere.
Same bad channel.
Come on now, talk to him in a minute, y'all.
In a minute.